niggas on it. They used to bait me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it, your homies on it. Y'all's the hater, and all of my moves, but now niggas on it. They used to bait me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it, your homies on it. Realest podcast.
What it do, baby? Realest podcast server. We back on almost on a Monday. It's like Monday Junior at this point. We halfway through the day. We'll get this episode out to y'all. I don't know when.
Yeah. How you feeling?
Feeling good, actually. I took yesterday to do nothing. That was my whole plan. I had a self-care day yesterday, which involved me walking around in my Eric Emanuel shorts and just eating various foods and watching television.
Oh, so you didn't leave out?
I did not leave the house.
Oh, okay.
Furthest I went was to my lobby to pick up my GoPuff.
Okay. I've never ordered from GoPuff, like ever.
It's the best shit ever, dog. It's like Wawa, but they bring it to you.
Yeah, but it'd be like just like ice cream and shit, right?
No, I mean, it's like you can get like fucking dude wipes, toilet paper, paper towels. You can get household necessities. You get a COVID test. You get damn near anything.
Okay.
They tested out doing hot food and shit. They was delivering pizzas for a minute. Pizza was delicious. Back when I lived at Roxborough, I got a couple pizzas delivered. They killed.
Did you know Wawa's doing pizza now?
Wawa's doing everything.
Anything.
Wawa is set on world domination at this
we
point.
trying to keep the lights on in this joint. They got everything for sale.
Y'all like pizza?
Yeah. Like full 16-inch large pizzas at Wawa.
Tacos now.
4 minutes, pizza be up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did nothing. I chilled. My girl made a crazy dinner last night. She surprised me because it's like, how the fuck you know how to cook like this? But she made a whole chicken last night.
What do you mean?
Like a roast chicken, like a whole chicken in the oven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, made the whole chicken. Was tender, juicy.
Now,
eat some more of that chicken tonight.
I've actually purchased a chicken from Sam's Club.
That was done already.
And put it in the oven with vegetables around it. I've done that.
Yeah, no, she made a whole chicken. This shit was phenomenal.
You saw it raw?
I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw
like you
it.
sure she didn't go to Costco?
I'm positive.
Okay.
Chicken was hitting. Fucking cabbage, you know what I'm saying? Some little wild rice.
Okay.
Was a good day.
I cooked a couple times this week. I made T-bones. I'm not even a T-bone fan, but they was on sale. Yo, the market is expensive.
Bruh.
Yo.
You might as well go to Steak 48. At this point, you might as well go to Steak 48, Del Frisco's Grill, wherever you think you can't afford. Yes, you can, because the market goes.
I came in it. Lee was like, I thought you don't like T-bones. I'm like, yo, listen, we gonna eat Chuck if the shit is on. So like that shit is.
Yeah, whatever on sale is what I'm buying.
Oh, I bought some T-bones. Them Jones was hitting.
I go to the market with regularity because we try not to let our groceries spoil. So I go like once or twice a week. She go like 2-3 times a week and buy 2-3 meals or whatever to carry us forward. And the market, I spend $80 to $1.25 every time I go in the market.
I went to the market twice this week, $184 and $149. And like,
remember when that was a whole month of food?
You remember when $180, like you might have to get a second cart.
Yeah, a deuce was like, what are we gonna do with all this food?
What are we? You might get we gotta get a deep freezer.
Yeah, call Big Mama, ask them to use the deep freezer.
Right, yo.
Bring some of these Elios over there. They was buy one get 9 free. Straight up, man. Groceries are expensive as shit.
Yo, I went to go buy pepper yesterday, my nigga. Pepper is like $9 now for pepper.
They said groceries is up 17.5%.
I feel like that's underselling it.
Yeah, I think that's like in like rural Idaho.
I think that's Murray's.
Yeah, you live in a big city, groceries up 9,000%.
Yo, that shit is crazy.
They don't have a metric for how much groceries is up.
Oh, lunch meat. Yo, yesterday I wanted to make some burgers. I got these brisket burgers I've been wanting to make. Yeah, they good as fuck. So I'm really like a burger tactician. Like I'm
the Burger King.
Like no real shit. Like me versus the king is like that could be a real thing. Like I'm really the man when it comes to burgers.
Burger boss.
Yeah, right. So I needed some cheese. So I was like, damn, I forgot to get the fucking cheese I wanted. I'm gonna run back to the deli. Yo, I got to the deli. It was this like white family, and you know them white families that like they The whole family got on sandals.
They want to test every piece of meat.
Like,
Let me
yo,
get a sample of that. Let me
they
taste that
was
salami.
getting so much lunch meat. The lady, I'm standing. All I really wanted was like quarter pound of this cheese that I wanted to put on the burgers, and she was like, mind you, the boy just did 1.5 pounds of bologna, which is crazy.
That's a nuts.
That was
a
just
pound and a half bologna is this much bologna. That shit like a loaf of bread.
She was like, let me get 3 pounds of ham. And I was like, he looked at me, I was just like, yo, you just give her the ham.
Just take the whole ham.
Just give her the ham.
Like, you know it's cheaper if you just buy the whole ham. and slice it yourself.
Yeah. We can give her a little fillet knife. Like, yo, listen.
The knives on sale.
Yeah. And this how I knew they was like white, because they was buying Eagles t-shirts off of the rack that was right next to the deli.
Oh, man.
Like, yo.
$4.99. That's a great deal.
They got 1.5 pounds of bologna, 3 pounds of ham, and then they asked for 2 pounds of cheese. And I was just like, yo, I've never purchased that. I was like,
the most cheese I've ever bought was 1/2 pound of cheese at one time. I normally buy like a quarter pound to 1/2 pound. That's it.
Lee was like, what the fuck took you? So I'm like, yo, they was buying all this fucking lunch meat, and it was only one meat. You know, it ain't many workers.
Only one lunchman.
So it's it's only one lunchman.
Cutting the meat. Remember it used to go, it'd be a whole operation back there?
8 of them back there. It was one motherfucker on cheese, one motherfucker on ham, one motherfucker on turkey.
I'm open.
I'm all over this joint now, yeah.
Nigga back there rapping and shit. He like, man, I'll take a break. Come on.
I was at Fresh Groceries. I went and got some lunch meat yesterday, too. Some turkey ham and some cheese. My lunchman had the shiesty on. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess he was obstacle. He had a 9 to 5. He's like,
yo.
Which one, big fella?
Yo.
I want you to take the mask off.
I want no smoke.
What I don't want is smoke. Let me get a pound of turkey ham. Hold the smoke.
My lunchman. We just created that.
That's the name of the episode.
Lunchman.
The Lunchman. Like the Watchman, the Lunchman.
But yesterday when she asked for the 3 pounds of ham, the lunchman looked at me and I was just like, yo, what in the bad Santa is going on in this
3
show?
pounds of ham.
Like, yo, how many sandwiches is y'all making in this motherfucking house, man? Like, that's a lot of lunch meat.
That's insanity.
3 pounds of ham and 1.5 pounds of bologna. And I'll be honest with you, yo, I haven't had bologna. I know it hasn't been in this century. I know for sure it was the late 1900s.
Because Dad got the job at the post office and he got a promotion.
My dad traded in the brown Taurus. Yo, like it really made me think about like us as kids. You remember like lunch, like Oscar Mayer? Like remember that bologna and that Hulk Hogan colored pack?
The superpowers.
The Hulkamania. I was like, yo,
the
man.
lunch meat running wild in the fridge.
Meat running wild.
What you gonna do when this 3 pounds of bologna run wild on you, brother?
Yo. And we just was going down the memory lane, John, and I was like, yo, I really remember us like lunch meat, like was like it was it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Oscar Mayer bologna was like cool when we was like little children. And Lee was like, no, I remember my mom used to make the tuna helper, and I was like, all right, we wasn't doing that bad. Like the tuna helper was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like tuna
helper is like when you draw the line.
Tuna don't need no help. So it's like,
and you can eat it raw.
Yeah.
So it's like if you get the right tuna, you can just eat that motherfucker.
Yeah, tuna don't need much help.
Actually, you can eat any tuna raw. The canned tuna, ahi tuna, whatever the fuck. Like you can just eat any tuna raw.
Yeah. But I was thinking about that shit yesterday. I'm just like, yo, like we really used to get down on like the little lunch. You know, Lunchables is totally different now from what it was. Like, remember we was a kid, it was like bologna or ham, cheese, and a cracker. Now they got like the fucking Santa Fe Lunchables where it's fucking corn.
She got an e-cigarette in it. Get a Jewel. Got the premium. You get a motherfucking Jewel and a cartridge. Get the vegan
Yo. I was with my niece the other day. I was watching them and shit, and I was like, I'm gonna go to Wendy's. You know, what do you want? And she was just like, I want mac and cheese. I'm like, they don't sell that. What is it with kids and mac and cheese?
Mac and cheese.
They love that
bullshit
shit.
Mac and cheese.
Bullshit, terrible mac and cheese.
$2 box mac and cheese.
Pour hot water and shake.
No, just give me that. You want anything else? You want a protein?
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
Mac and shove. They love mac and shove. They got me liking mac and cheese.
You don't want nothing else? Like, you don't got a chocolate milk, do you, big dog? Because that will really set this shit.
That'll just take this.
That will really set this shit
Take this
up.
lactose intolerance to another level.
Steak 48 my ass, nigga. Give me some mac and cheese and some chocolate milk, and I am straight.
Oh man! Speaking of mac and cheese, me and Dan went to Del Frisco's Grill on Saturday with my man Kev for his birthday. Happy birthday, Kev, or whatever. We was supposed to take the PJ to Miami and all that. I talked about that the other day. Supposed to take the PJ to Miami and all that. That trip got canceled because, unfortunately, Rock got killed. Rest in peace, Rock, once again. So we just did like a group dinner or whatever. Supposed to be 12 people. Reservation for 12 people.
Yeah, I want to do it. My birthday's October 2nd.
Yeah.
So you, Kev, one of y'all in your spare time.
Get it together.
Get that together.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
all
mind going to sitting with everybody. Rob, Big Dan, you know what I'm saying? Dunbar, Anwar, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Having some people there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
so we go to Del Frisco's Grill. Dinner reservation at 9:30. What time do we eat?
Midnight.
Right around midnight.
Okay.
We checking out 11:48. So they're out of everything.
At Del Frisco's?
Del Frisco's Grill, out of everything. Yeah, we ain't got no cheesesteak egg rolls. What? Yeah, we sold 500 cheesesteak egg rolls a day. Ain't nothing left.
Damn.
We don't got no this. We don't got no that. I'm like, well, what's left? So they naming what's left or whatever. Shout out guy Mo. He owned Exquisite Auto. I think it's in like in the Northeast somewhere or whatever. But he was with us or whatever. And apparently he's like a ultra VIP at Del Frisco. He know the whole menu. So he just ordering. She ordering shit I didn't even know was on the menu. He like, hey, I ordered 5 of these. Ordered 5 deviled eggs and cheese curds. I'm like, the cheese curds come out. Niggas is like, well, what's the cheese curds? They like it's American cheese. And what else? No, it's just American cheese, but it's like fried.
Like niggas never seen cheese curds?
I never seen. Listen, I was Saturday years old when I discovered cheese curds.
Oh, yeah.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
Come with a little aioli, little pesto aioli. Yeah. Set that motherfucker
It's
off.
like a more exquisite mozzarella stick, if you will.
Yeah,
That's what Dan said. That's what Dan said. We fucked that. We destroyed 5 plates of cheese curds. Niggas' stomachs hurting the next day.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Shit was delicious.
Everybody cramped the fuck up. Yeah.
Can't move and shit.
Yeah.
That's probably why I didn't do nothing yesterday. Fucking cheese curds.
You got any tongues, brother?
So we go through whatever. We ordering all this food, whatever, all the food. The food that they did have left come out, whatever the case may be. They burnt the truffle mac. Like, we had like 4 different joints of truffle mac. Everybody different order of truffle mac. They burnt the truffle mac. I was like, yo, you just by proxy of it having truffles in it, you can't burn this.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't desire truffle mac.
I don't either, but only from there I like the truffle mac. Because they use these little special noodles and shit.
Like, I like traditional Negro mac and cheese. That's what I like. Milk, mac,
Cheese.
and cheese.
Right.
And you put
Ready type mac and cheese.
Yeah, you put it in the casserole pan and you bake it, and then when it's done, you take the foil off and let it burn a little bit on the top. That's what I desire.
Yeah.
All this 19 cheese, mac and cheese, I don't need. I don't need crab meat or pulled pork in the fucking
Or lobster claws.
Yeah, I
sticking
don't
out
need
the top.
none of that shit. It's just mac and cheese. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. This whole, when they be like, the mac and cheese supposed to, how they always do the whole pussy correlation. It's like, I don't want either of those. You know what I'm saying? I don't want either of those. Like, I want dried out mac and, like, when you, like, back in the day, you could, like, take the macaroni and cheese almost out like lasagna.
Yeah.
Like, it would be like a square
Yeah.
of that. That's what I want. Yeah. That soupy ass mac and cheese where it's like
Is this done?
Remember on Coming to America when the Soul Glow family got up and it was stains on the couch?
Yeah.
That's how it be on the plate now from the mac. It'd be too oily, way too greasy.
You gotta dab your mac and
You
cheese.
gotta dab this shit.
You gotta blot the mac and cheese like it's an alpaca.
Yeah, that mac and cheese now just be too fucking much in the black
Yeah,
community.
but I ended up because they was out of so much shit. I ordered the steak frites. They was like, "Ah, man, we ain't got no flank steak." I'm like, "All right, fuck it." They was like, "But what we can do is, and this is just took my steak frites to another level. We can give you a New York strip and then throw the chimichurri on top of that. Give me that." Shit was amazing.
Okay.
So that's a whole new that's a steak frites hack for all my steak frite fans out there.
Okay.
But they didn't they gave me like these little ass like McDonald's fries with the steak frites, and I was like a little disappointed.
Okay.
When you order steak frites, you want like
The steak fries.
the steak fries, like steak frites, steak fries.
Like, hey man, listen.
Hey man, listen, we got these regular.
We had a
fries.
big ass bag of shoestrings in the freezer. We
You gonna
found
get, you
that.
gonna get what we got, cuz.
Yeah.
And the fries was like in a cup
Yeah.
on the plate. It was weird.
I went to Wingstop and I ordered the 6-piece of wings, and I opened it. It was 3 whole wings. I was like, "Well, y'all ran out of wing fingers and went to motherfucking Acme." Yeah, shit is bad out here.
It was this image floating around this weekend online. It was somebody was at like a nightclub, had one of them bar platters and shit. The wings was like my 3 fingers. Like they was little shit. Like it wasn't even it wasn't even miscuts.
You
that
know
shit
what they
was
look like?
Pigeon wings.
You know how you be in like a hotel, you order room service and they give you a little Tabasco? That's what they look like, the little hot sauces.
What's the John scary movie?
Oh yeah, the little head, yeah, dog. I see that shit. I was like, yeah, that's fucking terrible, man. It's really bad.
I know we're eating grade F meat right now.
Oh, oh yeah, none of this shit. USDA ain't fucking checking nothing. None of this shit right now. It's all the way bad.
Burger King got some good ass raccoon knuckle stuff.
I said it before, yo. Burger King has taken the fast food.
They came
crown.
back like the roaring 20s.
Yeah, the king is back, nigga. Like the fast food right now, Burger King is ahead of
The
everybody.
other day I was coming to your crib to do Patreon. Start the Burger King. Started the King, dog.
I think I said it on Patreon, but it gotta be here. McDonald's is about to release a fish McMuffin for breakfast.
That's sick. That's sick. Nobody needs to be eating fried fish with tartar sauce with an egg.
Yo, I seen this shit on Facebook. All new fish McMuffin for breakfast. Someone was like, click on the comments. The first comment was some pastor. You clearly tell he was pastor because his picture and his name said Bishop something something. His comment was, every day we stray further from God's light. Yo, the laugh that I let out was so fucking loud. Yo, because he's not lying. Like, yo, every day we do get a little further from, like, what God intended us to be doing here on this planet.
I don't need tartar sauce for
A
breakfast.
fish McMuffin is wild, yo. That's a wild ask.
You want ketchup or tartar sauce?
8 2 for 6. We get 2 of them Jones. Yeah, man. Fast food is just all over the fucking place. So yeah, so finish about your
So we went to Frisco's Grill or whatever. I don't know what the bill was. Mo paid the whole bill, and we gave him the money back later, whatever the case may be. Had to guesstimate how much it was. It's just why I like hanging with rich people. They just pay for shit. Yeah. Don't ask for no money. Oh, this ain't about shit, bro. Like, you got a Lambo outside. Like, don't give a fuck. So everybody, got whatever they got, whatever. And it was a reservation for 12 people. By the end of dinner, ended up being 16 of us. Like, shout out V Hustle, Uptown TJ, Ish Montana, all these people. Niggas just appearing, pulling up chairs and shit, whatever the case may be. So we ended up closing the restaurant. So we leave there. We went to Sin City. Been to Sin City one other time since they've been open. And I raved about the service and just the classiness and all of that. That shit is out the window.
Okay, now, Sin City took over for Vanity.
Used to be Vanity Grand.
Are they related to the one in New York?
It's the same same niggas. Okay. Yeah, Gus, Frank, you know what I mean? It's the same crew of people, whatever the case may be. And we went to Sin City. So somehow, some way, Mo and his cousins teleported to Sin City and beat everybody there. They was in the section comfortably by the time we arrived or whatever. Okay. So me and Dan, the last ones to get there, we walk in with the fray, whatever. Like I said, it's 16 people. So Mo, his 3 cousins, that's 4. There's 12 of us coming in together. So we come in, whatever, go through security, go in, boom. We walk through the club. Now, first and foremost, they lied to us. They told us, oh, yeah, it's popping. There's people parking everywhere. It's going down. This ain't been a Sin City night like this since we opened. We get in there, it's like us and like some like Jersey niggas. Okay. With like some Sergio Tacchini sweatsuits on and like one drink and no money. So naturally, we become the whole center of attention for the night. So when we walk in, you walk in Sin City, go through the metal detectors, boom. You walk up the bar, through the bar, to the VIP section or whatever. So we go in the VIP section. We got 3 sections, sort of like this couch, but like add another one of these couches, and that's like kind of like how our section was. So he's like, this is one section, then where you at starts another one. That was like corner to there, and then another one next to that, like a regular, like a love seat or whatever. The section from the floor to the ceiling is filled with strippers.
Okay.
Now, 97% of the staff.
97% of the staff is in the section.
This is a good thing, though, right?
No, it's not, because we just got here.
Okay.
But apparently, they knew we were coming, like somehow, some way. So it turns into one of them joints where it's like the niggas that paid for the section is trying to figure out like where to go because it's like dancers everywhere. So it's nowhere for us to sit or stand or none of that. So we just kind of like standing around. So eventually security had to get called. They like, yo, all of y'all get out. Let these niggas sit down, whatever the case may be. It's black niggas. So let these niggas sit down, do go where the hell they going, whatever. And so we finally get settled, sit down, whatever. The VIP manager come curse the dancers out because somebody's inflated ass knocked over the Coke. Like, you know, they give you mixers and all that for the bottles. The table's already set up. One of the big asses that knocked the Coke over. It's Coke all over the floor. They got to come, had the bar back, come mop the floor up, whatever the case may be. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So Kev is like, yo, I'm making a money run. I'm going to get some ones. So he go, give everybody get their money up, whatever. He come back with ones or whatever. I take my money.
Real quick, you just said it, and I always wanted to know this because I have no bar knowledge. What is a bar back?
A bar back is the person that assists like the servers and the servers, the bottle girls, and the bartenders or whatever. So he got to refill the ice. If they run out of something behind the bar, he got to run to the supply closet, get another 5 bottles of Don Julio, refill the ice, clean up behind the bartenders and all that. He's basically like the staff helper.
Okay. So he basically is.
He's a utility player.
The back of the bar.
Exactly.
I get it now.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, but he's also the back of VIP service also.
Okay.
So he come cleaning shit up, whatever niggas can sell. Kev go get the money, come back.
We start the operation down Florida. Can I be the bar back?
You don't want to be the barber.
No?
No.
There's no prestige?
No. You're going to be the head of security or the ops manager. We already got that figured out. You know what I'm saying?
All right, cool.
Because you're pretty menacing. So it's like...
You seen the way I took that door.
Yeah, exactly. we need that
like,
presence.
God damn, they get the fucking door.
We need people to walk into our bar, our club or whatever in Florida and be like, big niggas in here. Like,
Leak took me to a well-known gambling house, and he was like, "All right, you look scary, so do me a favor. We go in here. Do not talk.
Just don't talk to nobody.
Just stand there.
All head nods and
Yeah.
What's up,
Yeah, you just do that. The whole
drop
time.
your octaves.
Yeah, exactly. But
So
yeah,
Kev come back with money. So he Santa Claus now. He passing everybody their money. Niggas over here. Me and Dan are in the middle section here.
I've gone to the strip club with someone who's done that. Like, he's super up from down Atlanta, and we walked in. He gave everybody like 501s.
Yeah.
I made $315 that night. I threw about $1.80, and I'm out of here.
So Kev passing all his money out, whatever the case may be. Mo somehow already had money. Before Kev made the money run, Mo already had money. I don't know how the fuck this happened.
You know how much of a square I was? My first couple times going to the strip club, I would go get ones from the bank earlier in the day.
I'm prepared. Oh, we going to the strip club? Say no more.
Yeah, say no more. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying?
Cash this check and me back 301.
Exactly.
So he give me my money. I got like 401s. I take the money. Me and Dan are sitting next to each other. It's like maybe this much space in between me and Dan.
Right.
I'm sitting comfortably. I got prime seating, but I'm also hidden.
Okay.
So they can't really see me because there's niggas all around dancing with it. They can't see me. I take my 401s. I sit it here on the couch in between me and Dan. So to the naked eye, it's dark in the VIP. You can't see that I have money right here.
This is 401.
401.
This is big.
It's like this much money. I hide the money. So I'm just letting everybody go through their act, whatever. I'm taking shots of Casamigos. Well, I can't drink that shit no more. That shit put me on my ass. So I'm drinking Casamigos, whatever. The fucking the bottle girls they taking shots. I had a hard day. Like, you got it. It's 12. Y'all just opened at 10 o'clock. Like,
I pointed at her, pour me a shot. Okay, I got you. Poured all the girls a shot and set the bottle.
And poured herself a double shot and set the bottle down.
The stripper?
No, the bottle girl. She asked him, do you want a shot? Prepared to make everybody else a shot except me and him and pour herself a double shot. And they're just like, because like, I had a rough day. You just got here.
That's crazy.
So that was that. So my money is hidden or whatever. At some point, the dancers started to migrate from like Mo and Kev and whoever into like our little like corner area, whatever. So they initially made their descent upon Big Dan. He's a big menacing figure. They figure, big man, he got the money.
No, real shit. Like when I have gone to the strip club, I feel like they attack me on the you can tell like I'm off center.
Right.
So it's like, I always get it in the shirt. It's like I'm the one that bitches want to sit up on your neck. Do all types of stupid shit.
That turned into me. So they Dan like, yeah, no, I'm poor. You know what I'm saying? Y'all looking for some money? Talk to him. So again, my money is hitting. I don't have no money out. At some point, they sniffed out these ones, like the best drug sniffing canines that the DEA ever.
Whose money is that? I'm poor. I don't know who money.
I don't know who money.
They just proceed to climb on it.
Yeah, by proxy, it's his money. So now I have 2 Dominican exotic dancers climbing on top of me. There's titties in my face, like literally in my mouth. And I'm just like, how did I get here? Like, how did we get? So now I start $100 at a time. I start peeling off money. I'm trying to slow roll it or whatever.
I takes it.
Right. Then take the money and hide the shit. So now I'm worried because my cousin Big had a story once upon a time in Vanity where he had about $1,000 in one somewhere and a dancer just stole 300 of his ones, like just took it upon herself. So he's like, yo, I had to count how much money I had. Where the fuck is my money? The chick got it in her purse, still in the wrap or whatever the case may be. So I'm like, yo, where do he think? No, I got you. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm $100. All right, give me another $100. So now there's one in front of me, then there's one like climbing the couch, like literally on my neck. Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm not having a good time. Yeah. Like, and I just look at Dan and I'm like, yeah, this ain't it. Like, you know what I mean? And it just reminded me of like, I hate strip clubs.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, yo. And
it does nothing for me.
Yo, TMI, like, I don't even be turned on.
No, I wasn't turned on. Dick like, wasn't hard. None of that. Like, I'm just here. Cause
it's like it's too much going on, and then like goes back to the shit where it's just like you never really like super comfortable in a situation like that. Like if we was at my crib, yeah. But like not here with all these people around and you motherfuckers watching. And it just
I felt like a fish in a fish tank. Like I felt like I was at PetSmart and somebody was about to take my ass home. Like some 7-year-old little boy was like, give me that one. Yeah. Like I was about to be like, they was about to put me scoop me up in a little fish scooper and put me in a plastic bag and send me home. That's how I felt. And I was just like, yeah, this ain't it. So I get through the second 101s or whatever. I get my final 100. Now it's like full like spider monkey time. Yeah. Like they're both on my head at this point or whatever. And I'm just like, I throw this last little bit of money and I just left it. And then I get up and I take a walk. And I look at Dan, go to the bathroom.
I get up and take a walk.
I had to take a walk. I needed a refresher, dog. And I get up, I take a walk, I go to the bathroom, whatever, wash my hands, wash my face, whatever. I'm just like, how did I get here? Like I could be home, like doing nothing. Yeah. Like, this is trash. And ended up running into Deke. Shout out Deke from Paradox. He was in there, whatever, Wayne Mugger and all them niggas. And me and Dan just ended up like congregating like at the end of the bar, like near the entrance, and just like reflecting on like what just happened to me. And I'm just like, yeah, this wasn't it. This wasn't it. So now I have out of the original 400 I have $100 left.
Okay.
And they stamped this. It says Sin City Cabaret, tip her. And this says $100. This is not $100. I know this is not $100. I know they peeled off.
Did you take money out of it?
No, they took money out of here before they gave it to us. So basically, that's another hidden trick in the strip club.
Let me say, that's crazy because
I know that's like 91.
Yes, no, this isn't 100.
It's not 100.
It's like if
$50, I got okay.
You got 51.
There you go.
Do you think?
It's funny though because it's like you get 501s. There's no guarantee unless you got a. There's no guarantee. This could be 437.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You won't never know.
Oh no, they actually take between $10 and $20 out.
Yeah, it's a service fee.
Charge.
Yeah, so that $100 I got left is not $100.
That's terrible.
Yeah, after we give up this 50, we gonna find out what's left.
It's insane to think it's just how much like scumbaggery goes on. You know, like
the whole shit is here's the thing. The whole shit is flipped. It's like this very perverse situation where like you're paying a premium for everything. You got to pay to park. That was $40. You gotta pay to get in. That's $20 cover, even though you already paid for a section. You gotta you're buying bottles at
800% markup.
Yeah, 7-8x or whatever the fuck markup. Even if you buy drinks from the bar, like you buying, you know. Yeah, even if
say it again.
$15 service charge.
Yeah, it's like everything. Like Kev said, he went somewhere one time. He said he was at some strip club in New York. He said they charged him. Yeah, this is like $8 left or whatever the fuck this is. Like Kev said, he went to this strip club in New York. They charged him $65 for 8 waters at a strip club.
Yeah,
Water.
that's nuts.
See what I'm saying? Like not even Red Bull, like waters.
Yeah.
Oh, you want an 8-pack? You want 8 Fijis? Yeah, give me $65. Like that sort of shit. So it's like you're just, and the thing is, if you don't have a good time, like I didn't have a good time, you just end up with like all this buyer's remorse at the end of the night. Like, why the fuck did I do this? And keep in mind that little 300 or whatever, that between it was more than that, but when factor in the liquor and all that shit, but it was just like, this is a waste of money.
No, I told you, one of my greatest, realest moments in my life was when I left the club in Miami when they was like bottles is $500. I said, I'm out.
This is dumb. So we're going to count this on air. Because Dan just took $50. We're going to count this on air. So much left. 1.
That's
10.
That's $35, $36. Maybe.
We might not even make it. That's 20. $31.
I said it looked like
So they took $19
out of every 100.
out of every 100. That's a Ponzi scheme.
See,
That is a racket.
Go to the bank.
Don't go to the strip club. Go to the bank.
Go to the bank.
Get your own
before-
ones,
dog.
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 This is crazy. I have 31 bones left.
Yeah, if you taking 19 off every bean that you get, like just changing money out.
And I feel like that was a mistake. They were supposed to take 20. And the money counter got stuck. Whatever the fuck. They were supposed to take 20.
That means literally every time somebody be like, "Yo, give me $1,000 in ones," you legitimately
Profiting 200.
You
every
just
time.
giving them $800. I hear.
Yep.
Fuck that.
Hashtag rape robbery.
Hashtag go to the bank before you come
with
to
your
this
own
motherfucker.
ones, yo. That shit was crazy, dog. It was crazy. And eventually, we didn't even announce that we were leaving. Me and Dan just kind of like had this mental telepathy moment. We was both like, yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We just left. You know what I mean? And I don't know what time the rest of the other 14 gentlemen that was with us, whatever time they left, but yeah, we got up out of there. But yeah, it just wasn't fun. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, yeah, this is why I don't go out in Philly. And I had a tweet that night. I was like, yeah, I went out in Philly tonight. Very, very ghetto. Would not recommend. 0.5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
Like it just wasn't given. And apparently this weekend was Temple homecoming. I didn't know that.
I didn't know
I
that
bumped
either.
into some Temple folks or whatever, some Temple alumni. Oh, we saw Kev Dolce downtown.
Okay.
Yeah, and Kev introduced us to these girls or whatever, and the girl was like looking or whatever, and that was with the girl that Kev introduced you to, and she was like, "Yo, it's crazy. We was listening to your podcast on the way over here." I'm like, "Word?" Like, yeah, like. So it's like, shout out to them young ladies wherever they may be, those Temple alumni. They're fans of the show.
People be listening to this shit.
Yeah, y'all are crazy.
It blows my mind every day, yo. I be out and people like, "Yo, I'm listening to your joint right now. Yo, I was listening to your joint. Yo, that's crazy." And
I just ran into one of our listeners outside coming in here. Shout out Cousin Dame. He said he down 31 pounds from riding the bike.
Okay,
You know what
shout
I
out
mean?
to that.
Yeah, she's like, let Matt know I'm 31 down riding a bike. He was my inspiration.
Oh, hey, listen, man. I got to get back on the bike. I've been pumping this iron. It's like I'm building muscle, but it's like I'm not losing nothing.
Yeah, so
I'm actually gaining weight.
So that's my Saturday night. I was club closed at 3. I was home by 2:48. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't given. And I'm just like, yeah. And the saddest part about all of this is nobody showed me their butthole. So it's just like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, blowing all that money and don't see no insides is kind of wild.
It's
You
kind of
know what I'm
pointless.
saying? Yeah.
Because I remember going to Night on Broad with $86 as a pup. Had the time of my life.
You want to talk about some preparation? My homie used to drive his car up there earlier in the day and then catch the train home just to go back.
VIP.
Yeah, shit right there. Yeah, genius.
Yeah, that shit was in the basement, not much bigger than this apartment.
That nigga had a card for Night on Broadway, like Blockbuster, a little laminated.
Been here 62 times. I know I'm due a free
Yeah,
private
I'm doing
dance.
free-
I know I'm due a free private dance or something. You know what I mean?
I remember my homie took me in the you remember Charlie's Dream over there near Purple Orchid? I went in that joint and I was like, yo, this is insanity, yo. Like,
Real scummy.
yeah, this is real bad.
But the thing about Sin City is when I went before, it was just like the service. Like you had motherfucker at the door with a suit on, with an earpiece, real professional.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have like young niggas doing security like they got now. You had like, a concierge, somebody walk you to the VIP and all that, keep checking on you, make sure you good and all that shit. The dancer's like, hey, how are you tonight? You guys look great. Is it okay if I dance for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like a real gentleman's club. And that shit is the trap now.
I mean, some people desire that. They don't desire gentlemen because they ain't gentlemen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
niggas.
Yeah, I remember years ago when they first opened Oasis, we got kicked out of there and shit because it was like, yo, we not gentlemen. You know what I mean? We in here being ungentlemanly. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you got to get the fuck out of here. Like, seriously, that's how that shit go. Like it's funny. I remember my one homie was like, "Yo, you trying to go get something to eat?" I was like, "All right, yeah." He was like, "Yeah, we can go get a grub." And the nigga took me to Atlantis for lunch. I was just like, "Yo, this ain't like."
Secret, they should be my pop spot.
I was
he
like,
was a lunch regular.
I was like, you gotta like say something. Like if we're going to the strippy for lunch, you gotta like let me know because we going to the strippy more than we going to get lunch. That's a wild lunch.
And my pop used to work at he was the executive assistant back in the day when I was a young pup. He was executive assistant for this real estate multi-millionaire. Yeah, this real estate multi-millionaire or whatever. And he worked down Rittenhouse or whatever. Like right on 17th and Walnut. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 17th and Walnut. And he would go on his lunch break and they would go to Oasis. Mm. That was a spot. It was, what was it called? It was Atlantis.
Atlantis?
Yeah, Atlantis, yeah.
Mm. You always talk about not.
No, it was Wizards back then.
Wizards,
Jesus
Wizards.
Christ. Had a little wizard on the fucking sign. Wizard and shit. Some magical ass in here, nigga. Come on down. And again, that shit was in a basement.
Wizards.
All the best strip clubs was in basements.
Yeah, you don't really. I mean, ain't too.
That shit was in the basement of a Chili's.
Yeah,
University.
Yeah. Abner's was right there. Definitely in the basement of a Chili's. You always talk about not being out, but you be out. That's the funniest part.
I've been out a lot lately, yo. Yeah. My girl says that. She was like, yeah, you be out all the time now.
I don't have it in me.
I just tried to make the most of the summer because the summer was ass. Didn't really go nowhere other than Houston. We going to Atlanta this weekend.
I'm dreading it.
There's Shane.
Oh, Shane. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. So hold on. We're going to recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So we got 36 left out of a bean. So they roughly took a 14% service charge out of the money, man. I got whooped financially.
Beat down bad. Got
whooped on Saturday. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's my man's birthday, so, you know, it's only certain people that can get me to go in these establishments or whatever. So he's one of them. So, you know, as long as he had a good time, that's all I care about. But my shit was awful.
We snuck out of there before it was after hour time.
Yeah. Yeah, we was long gone. Actually ended up meeting, it turned into a networking night. I met Armani White's brother. He was with us.
Okay. Yeah,
so he was like, yeah, what podcast you got, blah, blah, blah. He was like, I'm going to holler at my brother, you know what I'm saying, get that joint done for you. And sure enough, the next day, he hit me up and was like, yeah, I talked to my brother. He said y'all niggas good money, you know what I'm saying, you wasn't frauding. So, yeah, we going to make that joint happen for y'all when we get back. We got these Def Jam dates and all that shit. We gonna make that happen for y'all when we come back. So, we're going to have Armani White on the pod real soon, you know what I mean? Shout out to him. I'm the number one song on TikTok right now, kicking ass. Like 4 weeks in a row. Billie Eilish.
Is there any like new music you super hype about?
Yo, coming over here. Number one, the main album that I was so just in love with and excited about is Real Boston Richie.
Okay.
Tallahassee, Florida. He signed to Free Bands. He signed to Future. I am in love with this album. It's like that sound where it's like you could tell, like, he never has any intention on getting played on the radio with this type of sound, but it's just perfect for him. And it encapsulates, like, that Florida movement, whatever got going on right now with Kodak and Hot Boy and Jack Boy and just, like, you know, all these different Florida artists that's kind of carved out their own, like, niche and their own way of making music. But his main thing, the main takeaway is, like, number one, he say clever ass, hilarious shit. Mm-hmm. And, like, the production is just really, like, robust for, like, an independent artist. So I'm in love with his album. And he got 2 Future features. He got a Moneybag feature. And who else is on this album? Oh, and Dirk is on the album.
Okay.
So he's fire.
Let me ask you this. Have you listened to ESTG?
Oh, nigga.
Dog.
My God. That is the album of the year.
Listen.
I thought Future had the album of the year. ESTG, my brother, you got the album of the year.
Y'all know I don't be on new shit, you know, that fast. You know, it normally take me 7-8 months. But Established G album is really, really good.
I got through the first 10 songs, and I'm like, I'm already running back to the top of the album. this shit is amazing. Like, I don't know what the marketing plan is behind this, but everybody need to hear this album. It's that good.
He got a song on there with Jeezy called The Realest.
I heard it's ridiculous. I didn't even get to that song yet.
I just love seeing Jeezy in that space where he's talking that shit like white bricks on a white counter got me feeling so godly. Like when Jeezy's doing that, and I know everybody fake hates Jeezy now, which is
he got a pretty good record out with Drama right now. I ain't gonna hold you.
I don't know how the pendulum swung for the Jeezy shit,
the Gucci Man shit, the Versus shit.
No, it was going before that.
Well, that didn't. All right, so that was kind of like the icing on the cake. I think it was when he showed up with that little, with the beret on the album cover with the old school pastor, Church in the Streets. Everybody was kind of like, all right, this is a rap. This is a clone. This is not, we thought Gucci was a clone. Jeezy is a clone.
It was a nigga doing an interview the other day, and they was talking like who the realest motherfuckers in the game, whatever. Some nigga, so he like a Crip nigga from Cali or whatever.
Okay.
And he was like, "Do you ever see?" They was talking
I feel like it was Brick Baby.
I don't know, but he was talking about Rob and Jeezy.
Okay.
He said they was on the tip like, "Yo, we going to the club." He was like, "I kept seeing Jeezy popping up in videos with that snowman chain."
Yeah.
He was like, "Man, I'm taking that shit." You know what I'm saying? And he was like, me and my people, he's like, "Man, we taking that motherfucking thing." He's like, "We got to the club. We see niggas in the club." He was like, "These niggas had choppers in the club."
Abort.
And he was like, "I got next to the nigga, and the nigga right next to him had a chopper." And he was like, all I could do was turn to him like, "Hey, man, big fan. That's a nice J you got." You gotta see this interview. I was fucking dying. But he was like, yeah, like he was like, no, like these like them BMF motherfuckers was like for real.
They
like
a different animal.
He was like, yo, they really had like choppers with them in the club. He's like, and it fucked me up. Like, what the like it's crazy because like I remember when like Corporate Thuggin' came out, and I remember when Go
Biggest shit
Crazy,
ever.
like Jeezy just had a stronghold on like everybody and everything, and just out of nowhere, motherfuckers was like, yeah, we ain't fucking with Jeezy. And I'm like, how?
Yo,
Why?
what happened?
Because in recent years, I've heard some of the best Jeezy verses, like Seen It All with Jay. Jeezy ran that. Yeah. What's the joint on Mastermind with Rick Ross? War Ready. Yeah. Box Chevy hit the block, run the whole 50 shot like Jeezy.
My favorite shit, All There with Bankroll Fresh.
Dog, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just, Jeezy, and the joint on Established G, man, that Jeezy, man.
Yeah, no, ESTG album is a masterpiece. Like that, it's like it's too good, and he's singing on the album, and I'm just like, I didn't even know you could do all of this. Like, and it's almost like this, like he was saving something for like
one album
for this album. Like all that other shit was just like projects, and this is like an album.
At a certain point, we're gonna have to give Yo Gotti some type of award.
Oh my goodness, Yo Gotti should be there. There's no way at this point, with all the success he's had, just breaking artist after artist after artist.
I literally
after
ran this
artist.
shit the other day down. Ran it down the other day with Jules. I'm like, Yo Gotti got the most popping roster,
Bar none.
like not even like that. You got ESTG, Moneybag Yo,
42 Doug.
you got the little crazy black nigga, ain't he with him?
Yeah, Black Youngster.
Black Youngster, 42 Doug, the Glorilla chick.
She's my favorite female rapper right now.
I'm just like, yo, this nigga, he got fucking what's the other one with the dreads? The one they just signed.
Oh, Mozzie.
Mozzie. It's just
Got
like
Mozzie from Cali. He got Big Boogie from Memphis who tearing shit up. He got
He got a joint venture with Bread Gang and Finesse 2 times.
yeah. Then he got and allegedly he just signed Finesse 2 times older brother.
No shit.
He just signed his older brother who rapped just like Finesse. And he got this other kid, Lil Migo from Memphis, that's all that too. So it's just like every time, like you just artist. He the only one like really breaking bread and turning niggas into millionaires.
yeah, Yo Gotti has to win like CEO of the year.
Yeah, and what I was gonna say is, it's like, yo, it's no way that he shouldn't be in some form of consideration to be like the president of one of these major labels.
Yeah,
Like,
Gotti has done a very,
at
very
least
good
the
job.
urban division. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like y'all giving these jobs to niggas, and it's like some of these guys are deserving, they talented, whatever. They young black brothers, I'm proud of them. But it's just like y'all gotta carve out one of these jobs.
Yo
for
Gotti has come a long way from a headband, polo shirt, and some Birdmans. Like he's come a long way. He's really, really tearing it the fuck
Like
up.
he just understands the business, and he understands that like you got to get in where you fit in sometimes, and that there's always money to be made. Like initially, Moneybagg Yo wasn't signed to him as an artist at first because he's got his own situation with Endless, which is Zebo, which is Zebo and the guy Head or whatever like that.
Like Zach Randolph?
Zach Randolph.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who's Moneybagg is signed to.
Right,
Endless,
right.
or whatever
You're
like
right,
that.
yeah.
So what Gotti did was he did a back end deal to like, yo, let me do management and administer your publishing, like on some shit, like to where it's like, oh yeah, I'm still in the business of Moneybagg Yo. And then it eventually when they absolved everything in the Interscope, he got in on the label side too. So now he's making front end and back end money with Moneybagg Yo. And they manicured, and that CMG team manicured and turned Moneybagg Yo into the biggest rap artist of 2021.
I was about to say, I feel like he had one of the biggest albums.
He had the highest selling album of 2021.
First week.
The whole year.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
He like 3 million
Jeez.
on that album. And he had the highest debut as far as sales and all of that go. But yeah, like Gotti is doing amazing shit. And it's almost kind of like, because he's not from New York or LA, nobody's really talking about it. And it's kind of weird. Because it still shows you like, yeah, y'all niggas could come and make as much money as y'all want, but we not letting y'all like run these buildings and all of that shit. It's still like that East Coast bias is still there, just on an executive level.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask you this. It's funny because the other day I mentioned how we was going to Atlanta this weekend. And one of my homies was like, yo, I've been meaning to ask you this. Lil Baby is scorching.
Yeah.
Right? Probably the hottest nigga out right now as far as the upcoming, right?
It's him, Dirk, and Youngboy.
As far as the ascension.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And depending on what week it is, who just put what out and this and this and this, it's one or the other. You know what I mean? But it's them three, and then it's everybody else.
He got mad at me the other day because he was like, do you think Lil Baby has reached Mount Rushmore status? And I'm like, Mount Rushmore as far as what? He was like the rap game. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. And this ain't no hating, and I'm not in Atlanta. I'm not from Atlanta. I don't know how they view it, but I'm like,
I know where you're going with this.
I don't know if Lil Baby's on the Atlanta Mount Rushmore. And he was like, oh, you tripping? And I'm like, the way Mount Rushmore's work is it's 4 people.
Yeah.
That's that, because if we, like, people always be like, no, my Mount Rushmore, and then they need 10 people. And be like, nigga, the mountain, it's like, it's 4 people. So I'm like, yo, if you're doing 4 Atlanta artists, right? I'm like, I'd like to, if I have to do an Atlanta Mount. Now, again, there's people down there, Kendall, play this for them, whatever. I don't know. Let me know if I'm tripping, because they might view it differently down there. I think Future goes on there.
He's my number 1 pick.
I think
Future, at this point, with the amount of music he's put out, the amount of hits, diamond singles, and this and this and this, Future is number 1 all time out of the state of Georgia.
I think Atlanta, it's Future.
It's
then
Future.
I'd put Outkast.
You reading my mind?
They have a diamond album, not a song, a diamond album, and they have a rap album that won fucking album of the year.
And they opened the door for everybody.
So I Outkast. So then I got Outkast, Future, right? Then you come down maybe like 1.5 or 2 steps. You literally have a 5-headed monster from that era of T.I., Jeezy, Ludacris, Gucci. And then you could just round it out with whoever the fuck.
Migos.
I was gonna say Migos, but
As one.
Right. So it's like, yo, if you got the Migos, Gucci, T.I., Jeezy, Luda, I said Gucci, Future, and Outkast,
He still got more work to do.
I'm like, I said yet.
Yeah.
He's not on there yet, because he's the only one that can still carve out new.
Yeah.
T.I. is not going to carve. He's as goated as he
T.I.
could be.
can be moved. But here's the thing. Recency bias.
I don't know if T.I. can be moved, though.
We all suffer from recency bias in some way, shape, or form or another. Because who's active right now will trick you into forgetting who did what and this, that, and the third. T.I. was selling 600,000 first week and all that with King, and fucking had his song Big Shit Poppin' was running on Sports Center for a month.
And that's what I was telling him, and he was like, no, I'm like T.I. has to be on that that.
Yeah, he's at least in the conversation.
And he was like, man, like, you don't remember when Flex was like, this, T.I., you didn't do this. And I'm like, yeah, Flex was fucking bugging. I'm like, we not going to act like, I get it. T.I., Tiny, they get annoying and whatever, the big words and all the goofy shit. I get it. But we're not going to act like T.I. didn't drop 24s and Rubber Band Man. Yeah. And then come back off of that with You Don't Know Me and Round Here and then,
bring them out.
And then come back off of that with King, with Front Back and What You Know About That. And then come back off of that with Big Shit Poppin'. Then come back off of that with two of the biggest singles ever in the history of like music. And like we're not gonna do that, yo. I'm like, T.I. had a run that real. T.I. said, "I'm the king, bitch," and no one was like, "He's tripping."
Exactly.
Yeah, like. So
the Underground Kings did 35 songs with the nigga.
You see what I'm saying?
Bun and Pimp. After he said he was the fucking king of the South.
So it just T.I. has to be up there. Jeezy, and that's what made me go into that shit. Where it's just like, I know everybody fake hates Jeezy now, but I really can remember when, you know, I didn't like Jeezy at first, and what flipped it was I went to Magic City when I was in Atlanta years ago, and I will never forget the moment when they cut on that fucking. It was off the second album. 20s on the table, 100s on the floor.
Yeah.
That dog, it just like, no. Jules bought a fucking truck basically when Hulk Hogan was blasting that song, that yellow truck. Like, nah, man, it just certain Jones.
And here's the thing, Jeezy has the best album out of any of these niggas. That's not Outkast. TM 101 is the most seminal Atlanta album in history, other than like Southern Playalistic and.
Oh, you talking about to that area?
To that area.
I see what you're saying. I'm
talking about just comparing him to them niggas, like to his contemporaries or whatever. TM 101 is better than DS2. It's better than this latest album Future got out that I love. It's better than The Wizard. It's better than all of Gucci's albums.
You think it's better than Paper Trail?
I think it's better than Paper Trail. It's not more impactful. It didn't do as much. It didn't reach as far because of the subject matter.
I think Paper Trail is T.I.'s best album.
Paper Trail is T.I.'s best album.
Which is crazy because King was T.I.'s best album. And before that, Urban Legend was T.I.'s best. Like, and that's what I mean, where it's just like, niggas really just kept getting better and better and better and better and better.
Because of all that competition. And don't get it fucked up.
I keep it above with you. I don't even think TM 101 is Jeezy's best album. I personally think The Recession is his best album.
Well, shit, yeah. Well, by that standard, then he got two of the best albums in the history of Atlanta. You know what I mean? Excluding nobody.
I get it. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. To me, Jeezy goes on the Atlanta Mount Rushmore before anybody not named Future or Outkast.
I think Gucci go first because because of the tree that Gucci.
I get to bring in Migos shit.
But it's deeper than that. It's Migos. It's Young Thug. It's Mike Will made it.
Forgot about Thug. How does Thug not go on the Mount Rushmore before Baby?
He baby old head. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And Thug has an album, So Much Fun. Every song is a single. Yeah. He literally just said, "Oh yeah, okay, cool. So I'm doing these little conceptual albums, these EPs and this. Y'all not fucking with that? Cool. Watch this." And then the nigga put out the best album of the year with all singles, top to bottom, 22 singles on the motherfucker. Like,
yeah,
Baby is don't get it fucked up. Baby is a dynamo. I've never seen somebody get so good at rapping so fast.
Baby has a diamond record already.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. Oh yeah. Gunna gotta be in some form.
Well, he's not going above Baby.
No, he's not going above Baby, but again, he's in the realm. He's in the realm. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But the bigger point is all of that 2016, they like 2017 class. All of that 2017 class of Atlanta rappers got more work to do, even though they've done a lot already. Because it's like Baby got a diamond record, but Gunna got one too because he on the fucking record with Lil Baby. And all that drip shit came from Gunna. And Gunna is a nigga that just, prior to this year, didn't get none of the credit that he deserved for being like having the best flow in the game and the best delivery and all of that shit and putting out amazing records over and over and over and over and over again. You know what I mean? He just got his due and then now he jammed up in a legal situation or whatever, and that's gonna play out however it is. But it's like, you know, Baby is amazing. He is a dynamo. But like I said, he ain't Mount Rushmore yet. We can't do that.
Yeah, you're talking about people who literally got 15, 20 years, 25 years in some cases.
Yeah.
It's just difficult.
Yeah. Gucci got a banger out right now with Lil Durk. That's a record that's crazy. Rumors. That shit is ridiculous. So it's like, yeah, and that's the other thing. Other people are still creating also. You know what I'm saying? Baby his star might be shining brighter than everybody, and he looked goddamn good on that Chris Brown stage. He was smoking shit. He was killing it on that stage. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it could trick you into thinking like people have done more than what they've done. Everybody got more work to do, minus Future, Gucci, Jeezy, Outkast, Luda. Because again, Luda got some great albums in the midst of all of that shit going on, and he got some of the biggest songs. Use a Hoe, Move Bitch,
Dog.
Saturday, Area Codes, like
Pimping all over the world.
pimping all over the world.
Fucking Stand Up. Like Luda got number ones and all kinds of shit. Yeah.
Luda got number one with Kanye. Niggas don't even dig that Kanye produced Stand Up.
Stand Up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. We was just having a conversation. I was like, I don't know if Baby's there yet.
He got more work to do. We gotta reevaluate this in like another 5 years. He put out a classic, a contemporary classic album. My Turn is a contemporary classic rap album. And then he came with the deluxe, and the deluxe fucking had We Paid on it, which was better than everything that was on the album, which was already a great album.
Right.
So that says something. But he still got more work to do.
Yeah, I agree. The what else is going on in like Earth?
I mean, it's just a bunch of. This has kind of been like this last week has been like a nigger nonsense week. You got Tory Lanez and August Alsina allegedly getting into it. You had the Sauce Walker situation in L.A. that predated the P&B Rock situation where somebody allegedly tried to rob him and he fought for his jewelry and this, and then the guy ended up going up the street and killing somebody, and then the whole fallout from that. And just kind of like in general, I think that
Shaka with the murder charge.
yeah, Shaka got
What the hell was that?
so basically, Shaka Zulu, speaking of Ludacris, Shaka
since we
Zulu,
on Atlanta.
Ludacris partner or whatever, he had a situation back in June. He was coming out of his office or whatever the case may be, and he was assaulted and robbed by 4 people. They had a gun. He had a gun. He, fought, whatever. They shot him in the back. While he was on the ground, he was able to get his firearm, shoot back at them, and he killed one of the people that robbed and assaulted him. Initially, there was no charges filed, blah, blah, blah. Now, the family has put pressure on the local police department and the DA's office to charge him with murder, even though it's a stand your ground situation in a stand your ground state. But now they went with he was an honor student and this, and he would never, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, ma'am, your son probably was all of that, but he made a bad decision that day and he got his ass smoked for it. And it's like, we can't have these situations where people get exactly what they pay for, and then the family can lobby for some form of like buyer's remorse and try to charge an innocent man that was licensed to carry coming out of his office, and he got shot in exchange and blah, blah, blah. Like, you can't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And basically how it's like a meatball, goofy-ass case is because he immediately was granted bail. It's third-degree murder. He got granted bail, was out within hours, turned himself in, got right out of jail, all this old shit. But all it is his public pressure from the family for the DA's office to file these charges. And I think that all of this shit is going to quietly go away because Shaka Zulu got long-ass money, and you don't get to just clap a nigga in front of his office that's a multi-mega millionaire. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You don't get to do that, and then your family go and like cry to the cops like, he would never do that. Y'all wasn't there. Yeah. Y'all don't know what this little crazy nigga was doing in his spare time.
It's a lot of that going around.
And it's on camera.
It's on camera.
It's a lot of that going around in the world, especially our like urban world where it's like people go outside and make these crazy ass decisions, and then everybody else is like, well, why you react like that? And it doesn't work.
Remember the situation with the boy? I think a couple of us knew him. The guy that was like trying to tow somebody's car and steal it or whatever, and he got killed or whatever. And then the family is like, it was only a car. You didn't have to kill him. And it's like, he didn't have to steal my car.
Yeah, that situation was a little different. I think it wasn't like standing like you know it's a difference when it's like somebody's coming towards you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or,
But the whole thing is the whole sentiment that people think they're allowed to commit crime. Period. Whether it's a theft of property, assault, robbery, whatever the case may be, and that there is no repercussion for that. Or it's like, or I gotta fire a warning shot and then hopefully you run off. It's like, well, what if I fire a warning shot and then you shoot me? All of this stems from your bad decision to commit crime.
You know what I always think about in these situations is like, how is it that cops are allowed to just shoot and be like, well, I was scared, and not really?
Yeah, that's their automatic default.
But no, but that's okay though. For you to be like, well, I was scared, so I shot. But then normal humans who aren't trained, motherfucker coming at you with a knife and they're like, did you have to shoot him? And it's like, I don't understand how 1 and 1 can be 2. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't make any fucking sense.
It almost doesn't ever make sense in these situations because it's like, when all these cop killings was going on or whatever with them, killing various innocent people during these traffic stops and stuff. I'm like, yo, nobody never gets shot in the shoulder or the leg or the arm, whatever. And they like, no, police are taught to shoot center mass. Like, that's their whole thing. Like, they're taught to shoot for the fleshiest part of your body, the biggest, widest target or whatever, for organs or whatever. Essentially in an effort to kill your ass. You know what I'm saying? Because like you get shot in the lung, pierce the lung, your heart, whatever, you're typically not exchanging gunfire in that situation. You know what I mean? But it's just a crazy situation, man. So it's like, I'm hoping the best for Shaka Zulu. I think he's gonna be all right. But it's just nutty to even have to go through the whole legal process and do this whole cat and dog show and all this whole shit just to appease somebody's family who was a part of some shit that, like, I'm sure maybe 1 or 2 of you knew, but it's a good chance that none of y'all knew what he was out here doing. You know what I mean? It's like, I know plenty of niggas that's like fucking honor student by day, gangster by night. Like, I grew up with mad niggas like that. Like,
I was one of them.
No, that's real. Something else, we talked about it the other day. Something that goes on in our culture and around that doesn't make much sense. Because niggas love Jay-Z lyrics, right? And Jay-Z has, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to say Jay has, I don't necessarily know if Jay, he might. Honestly, Jay might. Jay might have the most quotable lines in rap history.
I think he does. And I think it's probably pretty much by a wide margin. I think Biggie would have had it if he would have been still alive or whatever, but
Drake is right there because we always say Jay and Drake have a line for everything. But Jay has those lines that just, I got the hottest chick in the game wearing my chain. Those ain't Rolex diamonds. The fuck you done to that? Like, he just got so many of those where it's like, and one that he has that it just always resonates and plays all the time from so many different people is when he said, chains is cool to cop, but more important is lawyer fees. And y'all have forgot that. Completely just ignore. And it's y'all hang on to everything Jay-Z says. But
niggas are out here committing menacing, aggravated mayhem, assault, robbery, murder, etc. And every time y'all are being represented by public defenders. The nigga that killed Nipsey, public defender. The niggas that killed Pop, the little shit turd niggas that killed Pop Smoke, public defender. This kid spin a Benz in fucking Jacksonville, multiple murders.
Yeah, he was the one going through the shit with the guy, right? Fulio.
Yeah. He was part of the other crew with Ace.
Okay.
He part of Ace's crew, whatever. He got multiple murders charged against him. Public defender. The niggas that killed Young Dolph, public defender. Like, bunch of bullshit going on in Philly right now. Public defender.
Yeah,
like,
the public defender thing is like, I get it. And I'm not dissing public defenders or no shit like that. But I just, I remember always I would be around when I would be gambling and shit as a young boy. And they, I was telling you, they would that was almost like as twisted as it sounds, like a badge of honor to have like a lawyer or a retainer.
I got Kogan. I got Fernando Perry.
Yeah, I got Dennis. I got Savino. I got Lou on the joint. I got Shaka. I got Shabazz.
That was like a real thing, like having like a lawyer on retainer, like they used to like brag. And it's just, how did shit get so flipped? Because I can vividly remember like an older motherfucker who's doing his thing, and I wasn't getting it, but he would tell me, was like, you start playing around doing XYZ, you need to make sure you have shit to the side for when shit. And it made me think about like growing up through life. you know, you got like the nigga who's doing shit in the streets and whatever the fuck he got going on, and like something will happen and he get locked up, and then like his mom or his girl's calling you for like $250 to the bail.
Hello.
And you be like, dog, I work why are you calling me? And it's the same shit as like going to work and having like a checking and a savings account, maybe something other savings. He would tell me, if you a $10,000 nigga in the street, you need to have $2,000 to the side. You know what I'm saying? You a $20,000 nigga, you need to have $5,000 to the side. Because if they come lock you up, whatever the fuck charge you gonna get hit with is $20,000, you need 10%, $2,000 just to come the fuck home that night.
Yep.
You need to have that.
Straight up.
Then another $3-4 to have a lawyer. Now this was years ago, and it's just like we even talked about that. The price of lawyering has changed.
Oh man, listen, you're not getting no reasonable defense from no namesake attorney for less than $6,000 right now for any type of criminal defense. A traffic court attorney costs you $2,000. A good one. Like you got your license suspended, some bullshit, whatever, $2,000. I just had to pay for one for somebody. I'm not gonna say who, because I don't want to embarrass them. Yeah. But I just had to pay for one for somebody, so I know what that shit costs. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing is this. I'm not even out here getting in this shit, and I got lawyer money ready. Yeah. Whatever I get charged with today or tomorrow, whether it be mistaken identity, whatever, I'm coming home. Yeah. I'm not going to the F with you crazy niggas and all this bullshit. We gonna fight this shit from the street. Oh, it's a bell? Cool, I'm coming home. Yeah, because we had an understanding of the shit that we did. That we knew it was wrong. You either gonna die or you going to jail. You know what I mean? Because when you say you quitting, one of those automatically happen. Yeah, I mean, another 100 more racks, I'm done. And you either gonna be done or you going to jail. So we already knew from the rip. Gotta have a belt. Because niggas ain't answer. When you get locked up, first of all, niggas ain't answer the phone. Don't know if you told or not. Yeah. So you can't be like, yo. I mean, it's niggas that'll pay it once they find, but niggas want to know that you didn't tell. Right. So as soon as yo, you know, big thing got locked up. Oh shit. All phones is off. Right. Like, you know what I mean? All phones, unless it's somebody that you know number by heart that y'all grew up with, everybody cutting their phones off. They're not answering for you, none of your family members or nothing until they know what's up. So you gotta have, your mother should have, you know what I mean, the money for you in case of one of them days, because even if you get the money from your friends, you still gotta funnel it to your mom. You gotta move it around and show that it's legal money. Right. So it should, like I put in the joint, you should always have lawyer money, bail money put to the side, or a go bag and some money put to the side. Like if you know you cook, you finish, all right, give me, you know what I mean? I'm gonna make my way to New York, from New York and go to Canada, then I'm gonna try to get to wherever I can get from there. So you need to have all three of them things, really. Yeah, he used to tell me, he was like, yo, you get to where you fucking around with a half a ticket, you might need to have some, they grab me money. Yeah. Like how Sam said at casino, like this key gonna save my fucking life. You know, like, and it just amazes me that people play around doing all this crazy shit, selling all this shit, committing all this robbery, all this crazy shit. And then when shit go left, like you said, you killed Nipsey Hussle, you would think that it's just like, and in front of his business, his whole plaza that he owns, you can't think you're getting away with this. No. Maybe that's why motherfucker just went with a public defender. Like, man, save that little $100,000. Like, but it's just amazing at times watching it all go on to where it's like, yo, y'all, it's rules to everything. Mm-hmm. And it just amazes me how people don't understand. Now, if you catch a fed case, that's different. Yeah, you don't need a lawyer. You don't need a fed case. Because you're going to end up, all them lawyers we just named, you're going to end up with one of them anyway. For free. Explain that. To be a federal lawyer, you have to take a certain amount of pro bono cases every year. So you might get a heavy hitter. You can end up with a top flight attorney. Period. Yeah. We know people that basically said like, yo, the dumbest shit I did was pay a lawyer for my fed case. I ended up with the same time. That's me. I'm dumb as shit. Yeah, it's like it's no point of paying an attorney because at that point when it's the feds, they're not guessing. They know you did some shit. Or they have a very good inkling that you did some shit. But either way, when they come to court, federal agents' word is law in the federal court system. Right. So the judge is taking that they're trained experts. They got to go through a battery of tests in order to become a fed. So a fed is not coming to court lying on your ass. Right. So the judge is taking whatever they say as word and they enter it into evidence as though this is what the fuck happened. It's your job to prove some technicality that the way that it did happen. It ain't that it didn't happen. You got to prove that it didn't happen the way that they said or they violated your rights on a technical level in the execution of this warrant or this probable cause or whatever, some technical violation. That's the only way you beating the feds. And then
you might be saying, no, I'm not guilty. I ain't into that. Say like, all right, well, Dennis won $100,000 to go to trial. Where you get a bean from?
Exactly.
So now it's like, all right, I showed my hand. All right, you got $100,000. All right, so now you might lose the case and get slapped with a tax evasion on top of it.
Right.
Get an extra couple years. Or you just be like, put that bread up and get whoever they give. They're going to give you somebody good.
They're going to give you somebody good. And the main thing is when you enter in a charge in the federal system, the only questions you need to be asking is, what's the least amount of time I can get as far as a plea deal, and can I do it at a camp? That's the only thing you need to be asking a federal judge. That's it. It's nothing else to talk about. It's not, oh, well, they lying on me. They not lying on you. You did this shit because they got however many years of surveillance and all of that shit on you, records, niggas telling and all that shit. And the main thing is 80%, I think it's what, 68 to 80% of federal cases are brought forth through cooperation from other people.
Higher than that. It was like 83%.
See what I'm saying? Through cooperation. And 9 times out of 10, you're never going to know who your snitch is because 85% of the cases plea out.
I asked my old head who went through the feds, you know, I'm like, who told you? He said, everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody. He said, everybody involved was fucking. The way he said it was just so funny. He said, everybody, whoever the fuck they grab. Like, because the thing is with the feds is like you say, we aren't lying. So it's like, do you want to do 20 or do you want to do
this
6?
Nigga here that we brought in, he may be lying. But what about the other 14 people that we got lining up to testify against your ass?
Yeah.
Everybody can't be lying, dog. And they're going to put them through such a rigorous process before they even try to fucking, you know, put their testimony into court record and all of that shit. They're not even doing that.
And let's just say they are lying. Well, you hang with him. You know what he did. You didn't tell on him.
Do accessory. Yeah, you get conspiracy or accessory.
Can't be conspiracy in this bed.
Impossible. It's impossible to be conspiracy on the Fed level.
Oh, you was with him at 12 o'clock that day. Yeah, 12:15. Y'all still together. You was in the car, but he went inside, did a deal. You know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom.
That's what makes Gotti's in them case so crazy. It's like y'all beat those 2 charges, but it's like it cost y'all literally everything.
Yeah, here's the thing.
And y'all literally didn't do shit.
50 Cent and Freeway Rick Ross both said Irv Gotti and Chris Gotti did not beat the feds. That's their whole position. They said what the feds did was they put a squeeze on them in order to financially hold them hostage so that they couldn't help Supreme McGriff on his federal indictment because he had to go to his Fed case with a fucking public defender. You know what I'm saying? Which is it's not a bad thing, but for a case of his magnitude, he needed a paid lawyer.
Right.
And he had somebody from the fucking Defenders Association. You know what I'm saying?
But they was good enough because they passed the
Exactly.
That's an interesting take on it.
Yeah.
Feds is dirty, man.
They squeeze you.
Yeah.
They whole thing was we're going to financially hold these niggas hostage for 4 years while he's going through this to where he can't get no help, no resources, no experts, can't get nobody in. Because really that's what you want a paid lawyer for is to bring in the experts to try to get the technical violation.
Yeah. Soil samplers and
Exactly.
everything
No,
else.
this video is bullshit. The timestamp on here, these videotapes were made a certain way. So actually, when it says this time, it's really this time. That's a flaw. So y'all running, y'all saying that he did this at the wrong time. The times don't match up. Blah blah blah. Technical violation. Now you beat the Fed. Like shit like that. But anything outside of that, like I said, what's the least amount of time I can do? What they talking? What's the least amount of time I can do? Can I do it at a camp or a low? That's it.
Yeah, so I was reading the journal the other day about like the different levels of the prisons with the Fed system and shit, and it gets crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Going up to the maxes and then ad max and then the super max and all that crazy ass shit.
You go to motherfucking Terre Haute. Fucking one we talked about it before, one of the worst prisons in the country. You go to it's a joint down in I think Laredo, Texas.
Okay.
One of the worst joints in the fucking country. We all know about ADX Florence and all that shit. It's a joint in California, Fed joint that's fucked around.
And I watched the joint the other day. The guy he's one of the only people to ever leave
Supermax.
the Supermax and like get out. Because, you know, people have been transferred out of the Supermax, but they transferred. The thing is like once you go to Supermax, it's basically like you're never going home.
Yeah, you're a special classification of criminal.
Right, you're never going home. But what it is like for that time period or whatever, they might look at you like so much of a threat. Like you look at like Pappy Mason, he was there. But it's like you got a cop hit while you was in jail.
Exactly.
We can't have you on the phones. You gotta go here now. You know what I'm saying? The one white boy who escaped from the feds like 3 times. You keep breaking out. You gotta go to fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
But you like even like Big Meech for all his street power and reign, he was never in Florence. You know what I'm saying? They look at it like when you go to ADX Florence, it's like you really like a fucked up nigga.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? So the guy though, he wound up going into the feds and he got put in a cell with somebody. I want to say he was at Lee or Jessup or one of them.
Okay.
Him and his cellmate, something happened. His cellmate ended up dead. So of course it's like,
What the fuck?
what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So they basically, while they charged him with the murder, and while that was going on, they sent him to ADX Florence on some waiting shit. He wound up, I guess they dropped the shit for the murder or whatever, but he wound up leaving ADX Florence and going to another prison, and then he wound up getting convicted for that, for some other crime he was going through. Well, long story short, he wound up doing like, I say 18 years, but he did like 6 of them at Florence. And now he's out. And it's like he's one of, because most people who ever see the inside of Florence, they're never getting out. So he's out to do anything. And they was talking to him, was like, I've been to a lot of prisons, a lot of jails and shit. You know, and the feds just send you wherever. It's not like state prison and shit. Like feds send you all over the fucking place. He's like, ADX Florence, it's designed to break you mentally. Like that's what it's designed to do. And he was like, I'll be honest, you know how I got through my time there? I had an imaginary friend. He's like, and I tell people all the time, like that's what kept me alive. Like I had an imaginary friend that I got to talk to every day and see every day. And it's just, there's nothing else. You think about it, the rooms are 7 by 12. And you in that 23 hours a day.
Yeah, you in a fucking closet.
You in a closet,
23
essentially.
hours a day.
Yeah. My bathroom is bigger than 7 by 12. And you in that 23 hours a day for like ever. That's scary as shit. I know I'd be in there talking to somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'd have a little round table. So what y'all niggas?
So what we doing when we get out?
Yeah, real shit.
We'll start this trucking company.
Yeah, real shit. I'll be in there chopping it up with Big Dan over there. What's up, Big Dan? How you feeling today, man? But it's like, yeah, man, that federal system shit is nuts, man. That Supermax shit is crazy. So, yeah, y'all, like, I don't advise going through none of this shit, but
Yeah, stop committing crime.
yeah, that's
Like,
always a plus.
stop committing crime because like we see how this shit unfolds 100% of the time.
Like Chopper, like Jeezy said on that realest John, Pablo died on the roof. That is not my fate. Chapo in there forever. He never getting out. I did this shit in some Air Force Ones. The fuck we talking about? Like, Joe! Jeezy talking shit on that new STG Joe. He said Pablo died on the roof. Chapo never getting out. Young did this shit in some Air Force Ones. Nigga, fuck we talking about? Like, real shit. Like, all these legendary names, and it's like, while they legendary names, then they never come into fuck.
And Pablo had the best run out of everybody, and it
Pablo
still went
racked up
left.
75 of them Jones, them Big B's, them Jones.
In the 80s.
In the 80s. Yeah.
Boss of all bosses still got smoked on the roof.
Yo, you know who was rich as fuck? I watched a docuseries on the other day. Fucking Gaddafi.
Oh, yeah.
Dog.
You know, they said that Hillary Clinton got him smoked.
Listen, I'm about to tell you how crazy this shit is. The top 10 oil reserves in the world, right? Libya was on the list. They were number 8. The difference with him and all the other ones is these Saudi Arabias and Qatars and all of this shit, there are royal families at play. So it's almost like the Waltons, like for Walmart, where every member of the Walton family is worth $20 billion as opposed to Jeff Bezos being worth $145. Gaddafi with the oil reserve in Libya, he was the dictator. Nigga was worth $200 billion, dog. Insane money, yo. Insane. But like he was a raging maniac. Like, you know, you see the way he went out when they killed him and shit. Like it's kind of fucked up the way they get. Like, but you understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you know Gaddafi was 70.
Yeah, the king don't get to stay the king.
Yeah, but just the way they killed him, you know, they was shoving the bayonet up his ass and all that crazy ass shit. Like, it was just like brutal.
But they said what Gaddafi was about to do was he was about to create a centralized currency that was basically backed by all his assets, by his $200 billion. central to Libya that would have basically been almost like bringing back like asset-backed currency or whatever, and it would have destabilized the whole world market economy or whatever, and that's why fucking Hillary Clinton was like, oh no, do this nigga dirty, get this nigga out of here.
But Gaddafi was a motherfucker. They said when he took over as dictator, he lowered the age of consent to 7. I said, what, yo?
What?
Yeah. Like, he was a raging maniac, dog.
Oh, yeah, he was on King Henry and them.
Dog, raging maniac, yo. You ever see the shit with Huda the executioner?
No.
The girl that killed the nigga at the basketball stadium? He basically invited all the kids from like around the country to this basketball stadium. They thought they was going there for a game. They was having a public trial for this motherfucker who was talking down on him. They sentenced him to death on the spot, went to hang him. Something fucked up with the contraption to hang him, and he was still alive. Some chick came out of the audience and grabbed his ankles and pulled him down. Her name was Huda. They called her Huda the Executioner. That started her political run, and she wound up becoming secretary. I'm like, yo, Jesus, nuts, man. Like, let me dust this nigga off.
What's her claim to fame? Yeah, no, she pulled a nigga leg.
Yeah, look that shit up. Huda actually, that's how she started her political like acclaim, like her ascend in the political ranks.
Just
and
imagine
shit.
what you got going on today, dog. You about to stone about 4
Yeah.
a day.
Yeah.
Get you some good prime stones over in that dirt.
Oh, I was going deep
Big
in
rock.
It was funny because the other day Marv was talking about all the violence and the shit going on. I was like, yo, we got to bring back some of these like torturous like sentences, man. We gotta bring back like some torturous sentences. So, because think about it, you look at North Korea, you look at Qatar, you look at all this shit. There's no crime.
There is no crime.
And the reality is like if you commit crime, think about it. The bull Wambir from here, he stole a poster and they killed him. That shit is not a joke over that. Dog, you know what they was doing in Libya when Gaddafi took over the joint? He banned nightclubs. He banned, you couldn't be a private practice doctor or lawyer. You couldn't. It was a bunch of shit you couldn't do. But one of the Jones was if you got caught committing adultery, they would chop off one of your limbs.
Oh, wow.
They would chop off one of your arms.
Cheat on your wife, lose a leg, nigga.
And I'm like, yo, could you imagine living in a society where if you cheat, you get your arm? You know how weird it would be in America? Ain't nobody got 2 arms.
Ain't nobody got no arms.
Or legs.
They keep catching you, boy.
Call me again.
Did you see that bitch?
You figured me out.
How I'm supposed to know the bitch like niggas with one leg? Next thing I know, I'm losing the other leg. Just lick my nub. I ain't never had that.
Had a nub lick before.
You literally in a wheelchair, no legs, no arms. You got to move that shit by sight. You know what I'm saying?
You got the go-go gadget. Bro.
Yeah, one of them Jones you talk to
Right,
and
you need a
shit.
Professor X chair and shit moving with your mouth.
I'm like, yo, over there is crazy as shit, dog. It was going into like just the whole overall. You ever seen a brazen bull?
No.
They would basically they had a bull like a iron bull.
Oh shit.
That was hollow. They would take a condemned motherfucker and put him in the bull and then start a fire under it, and it would like rotisserie you. Yeah, them motherfuckers was nuts, man. Like you got the fear of the brazen bull on your back. You was not running in the jewelry store. Real shit.
Just stay down, you know what I'm saying?
Just stay down until I come up.
Run this e-commerce business. Keep it cool.
My man told me they doing IT classes over there at Pitt. You know what I'm
That's how many
saying?
stones you gotta get hit with to die.
Dog.
You
Cause
got
I got hit with a fucking baseball one time and I didn't die from that. Real shit. That joint hurt. I hurt like a motherfucker.
You got the whole town. They got posters up. Yeah, we gonna go stone Matt.
Yo, line drive. I was playing third base at Elmwood Park. Line drive came dead at me, hit me like right here. That shit hurt like a motherfucker. I did not die. Couldn't imagine getting hit with 400 of them Jones.
The whole town.
Whole town.
Whole town with a bag.
Stone him. The whole Penrose out there. They dragging me down Lindbergh Boulevard. Oh, man. I'm cool.
We gotta go now. We stolen Matt.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
About to go to the stoning. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit. Let me go to the.
Dog. Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein, these motherfuckers were like lunatics, man.
Firing squad, all that crap.
All that shit, man. All that shit.
I'm definitely an advocate for bringing back the firing squad.
Tell you how crazy this shit was. Saddam Hussein, when he took over power in Iraq, right? This motherfucker, basically, let's say we all cool. y'all help me take over Iraq, right? But y'all got ambitions, like how you want to do a club down in Florida, or you want to do XYZ. I take over the country, right? Y'all help me. Kev helped me, Dunbar helped me, and all that shit. Saddam Hussein took over the country, right? And then went to, let's say I use Ra. Basically went to his Ra, right? Beat his ass for 3-4 days in a cell. Then brought the guy's wife and children to the cell and was like, listen, you gonna admit in front of the whole entire country that you were planning to overthrow me with the help of all these motherfuckers so I can show treason and all of this shit? Or we gonna rape your wife and your daughters in front of you and then we gonna kill them and then we gonna kill you.
Damn.
That's what he did. So the bull gets up in front of the meeting. They had like a whole Senate hearing. Gets up in front of the shit and basically lies because he was forced to. Yeah. Saying how he had planned to overthrow Saddam Hussein. And he's like, I basically had Chad on to help me, Big Dan. And you can see the motherfuckers in the crowd like, what the fuck is he talking? So they started rounding motherfuckers up. Saddam like, get him out of there. They take all these motherfuckers out back. He separated them. He had half on this side, half on this side. And he was like, these half are sentenced to death. Y'all can actually go, but before you go here, and gives them all guns, so they had to kill them. Dog, I'm like, yo, Saddam and them played mind games that was crazy as shit, dog. Crazy as shit.
Yeah, where the firing squad at? Oh, we don't need one. Yeah. Y'all the firing squad.
Y'all do that. So you go kill Big Dan, or you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's like that. Like them dictator motherfuckers, like Idi Amin, Gaddafi, they sadistic, man. They said Idi Amin killed 350,000 people. Like,
that's insane.
Insanity. 350. Like, ruined the whole country behind that shit. Yeah, that shit is wild, man. But that, like, you look at the way these places act with their crime, it's like, yo, they don't fuck around. Because you is not trying to go through the good. Look at Brittany Griner. Like, all bullshit aside, Brittany Griner really about to do a non-piece for some oil. The fuck is wrong with you, yo? They don't play that bullshit over here.
In one of the worst places you could ever be arrested in. I'm sure it's nothing like the Four Seasons.
No. I ain't trying to do none in a low max.
Right, fuck
yeah, I'm sure nothing like the Blue Moon.
Yeah. Was you in a low or a medium?
I was in a low and a camp.
Okay.
Yeah, I got caught with a phone in the camp and went to the low.
Okay. Was it a drastic difference from the camp to the low?
Not Fort Dix.
Okay.
Like, Fort Dix is like the closest. It's like the closest jail that you can go to. So like, a lot of your homies be there. Like the majority of Philly is there.
Okay.
So it ain't nothing but a camp with a fence. Camp ain't got no fences, no nothing. The low, they got fences but no barbed wire.
Okay.
And once you go up, you got firing squads and all that shit hanging off the roof and all that shit.
Yeah, you get to the mediums and the highs and all that crazy ass shit.
Yeah, I just hear them stories like, well, man, like you gotta go to take a shower with your knife, and then you gotta have your man with the knife in front of the shower. Stay in guard.
Yeah, I be in the shower singing and shit. Like I'm
having a good old time.
Having a good ass time. Just forget where I'm at and shit. Cause that Christina Aguilera.
Yeah, man.
You hold the neck.
Turn around. What was that?
Oh, that's just me, dog. Keep doing your thing.
That's nigga great.
Yo.
Speaking of bologna sandwiches, bro. I was in a camp. So Lewisburg got a camp and they got a penitentiary.
Lewisburg, PA?
Yeah.
VA?
Lewisburg, VA. So
Okay.
they turned it to an ADX now.
Yeah.
Before they turned to an ADX, it was a penitentiary. So whenever I hear the alarms, you start hearing the paper bullets go off, I had to go in there and make bologna sandwiches because the jail is locked down. That's all they eat.
Yeah?
Yeah, you go over there and make 1,000 fucking bologna sandwiches.
Would you worked in the kitchen or something?
Yeah, I worked in anybody that worked over there. Like, I used to clean the visitor room.
Okay.
So anybody that worked in the pen, they call you. You gotta go over there.
Make bologna sandwiches.
Make bologna sandwiches.
That's funny as shit, man.
Yeah, that shit used to be locked down for like months at a time.
Yeah, because the motherfuckers be in there riding.
It's different kind of wars. It don't just be blacks and it be the dirty white boys versus the Aryan Nation. They got different sets of crews. And you got the Mexicans going to war. And then there's like everybody going to war and niggas die.
Oh yeah.
The COs die. Like it goes down in that motherfucker.
Yeah, I was reading a joint about Allenwood or wherever where
Allenwood,
Pappy was first at. They said his first week there was a riot and 2 COs got stabbed. One of them got stabbed in the eye. I'm just like, ugh. I am not trying to go.
Yeah, Lewisburg got the most. I think they got the most deaths for COs.
I could believe that.
Like Lewisburg, Lompoc, Terre Haute, they be throwing the motherfuckers off the tier.
They the one John the leader of the Aryan Nation motherfucker, he was at ADX Florence. He wound up, long story short, he killed like 6 or 7 people or whatever. And they was like literally his whole life, like everybody he came in contact, like his younger teachers, everybody was just like, we knew there was something wrong with this motherfucker just from childhood.
From the onset.
And when he was in whatever federal joint he was at, the leader of one of the big black Crip joints came there, and he basically was on the tip, like they knew they was gonna have it out, so he wound up killing him. And they like, yo, like, what the fuck? He was like, well, he's the leader of the blacks, I'm the leader of the whites. I knew it was gonna happen just a matter of time.
Just
so
got it over with.
I had to get the jump on it. Oh, real shit. Man, listen, when I got caught the phone, I was in a hole. Mexican boy getting off the cuffs. The other Mexican boy asked you what gang he was. So when they took the cuffs off of him, stabbed him right up. Get him out of there.
Hey.
I'm in jail talking about, hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, what up, fella? What's going on?
up,
Y'all cool?
What's going on, fella?
How the commissary ran this joint? Is straight?
Yeah, like,
Nah, you in that camp, you living life. You got motherfuckers. Niggas sneaking to the hotel, getting pussy, coming back.
Hotel right across the street.
We drinking more wet. We in that motherfucker.
Having a good old time.
Good old time. I'm on MySpace, Pornhub. Like,
yo.
niggas like, damn, why you stressing? Get out that bed. Damn, watching Big Booty Volume 38. Nigga on the motherfucking floor.
Yeah, I know I'm not built for that fucking high security.
Yo, it's this movie I seen called Shot Caller. I don't know if y'all never seen it. It's on like a bunch of different streaming services or whatever. But it stars the guy that played Jaime Lannister on Game of Thrones or whatever. But basically, it's like this white guy, he a corporate executive, whatever, live a straightforward life and shit. He go out for dinner with his wife and his friends or whatever. Drunk, blow a light, vehicular homicide. 2 of the people in the car die. They charge him with the fucking death of the people that was in his car that died or whatever.
Is this a true story or a movie?
It's a movie.
Okay.
But basically, so he's just like this straightforward, straight edge, white corporate guy, whatever. He goes to jail, and in order to protect himself from like getting raped and all this crazy shit, he joins the Aryan Nation.
Oh yeah. I ain't never see all.
Yo,
I remember that joint.
This shit is an A+. Yo, he joins the Aryan Nation and rises up to the point where he becomes like a shot caller for the Aryan Nation. He like number 2 in charge in this like prison in California, whatever. He killing motherfuckers, all kind of shit. He come home and they had like the leader of the Aryan Nation had like this mission for him to like accomplish on the street or whatever. So they doing like this fucking, it was like a hit and a robbery or whatever the fuck. And the shit ended up getting botched, blah, blah, blah. But he botched it on purpose in order to go back to jail to kill the motherfucker who was the leader so that he could become the leader. So he came home, he had like $460,000 or whatever the fuck that the gang was giving him for orchestrating this hit and blah, blah, blah. He give the money to his wife and his kid, basically let them know like, yo, after the day, y'all never gonna see me again, go back to jail. And they got these motherfuckers in these workout pods or whatever like that in the yard. It should have just him and the boy that run the Aryan Nation, and he basically runs the jail because he in charge. So this motherfucker transition from this corporate business person to the point where he just decided, I want to be the leader of the Aryan Nation. I'm going to die in jail anyway. Go back to jail, kill this motherfucker in the workout pod, and then now he's the fucking leader, and he run the whole prison.
Yeah, that is not the vision I had for myself. Yeah. How long you think you last in a high security?
And I got 4 weeks.
Shit, 4 weeks. You're a warrior.
I got 4 weeks.
You're a goddamn soldier. First night, I think I'm ready to go.
Turnkey.
No, it'd be the transition.
I'm ready to tell now. I'm gonna be out this job.
Yeah, it'd be a hostile transition because like after I got sent to the feds, I was on parole in New York, so I had to do my violation. So I got to go to Gratis to do the violation. So I'm used to coming out. What the fuck you doing? What's up? Put your shoes on. Shower shoes.
Your shoes.
With your shoes.
Yeah, nigga, it might be a riot today. You
Take
know.
the feds. I'm like, all right.
Wait, niggas be showering with actual
No,
shoes?
I was walking around.
He walking around the compound in shower shoes.
What the fuck are you doing?
Nigga, life of leisure and shit.
Yeah, go lace up, nigga.
That's funny.
Yeah, jail is crazy.
Yeah, that should be crazy. Man.
Is Graterford even still open?
No,
I didn't think so. Yeah.
called Phoenix. They built a new one called
Yeah, right.
Fucking comedian guy Ali Sadiq. He was actually just here last week. My pop said he went to go see him at Punchline. Said he was hilarious.
Yeah, he's funny as shit.
He got this it's this series with Comedy Central called like I Can't Make This Up. It's like where they comedians just come and tell stories or whatever. So he's telling this story. It's called Mexican Got on Boots.
Okay.
So he's in the jail or whatever. He's there for like a attempt murder or some crazy shit or whatever as like a teenager, like he's 19 or whatever, locked the fuck up. So he said I'm in the jail, whatever the case may be. He said one of my homeboys come and tell me, he's like, yo, Mexican got on boots. He like, what the fuck did that mean? He said everybody around me start getting their shit together. Blah, blah. He's like, I'm walking around all morning like Mexican got on boots. Mexican got boots. What the fuck? What does this mean? He says, so I finally get up the heart to ask somebody, yo, so-and-so said Mexican got on boots. He said, so he panicked. He said, I go to somebody else like, yo, I just talked to 2 people. I just said Mexican got on boots. Like they panicked. He said, nah, man, Mexican got on boots, meaning there's going to be a riot today because they got on boots.
They strapped up.
They strapped up, so they got on boots or whatever. So whereas like, if you can't like, so they can keep their mobility and stuff like that, and if they get you on the ground, they can stomp you with these like heavy ass boots. So if Mexican got on boots, that means it's gonna be a riot. He's like, so you need to get you a knife. He like, all right, cool, bet. Where I get a knife from?
Where's the knife store?
Where's the knife store? He said, oh, you gotta go talk to so and so and get you a knife. He says, so I go talk to so and so. He say, oh yeah, no man, I heard man, Mexican got on boots. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be crazy in the yard today. I'm glad you came to me. He said, what kind of knife you want? He's like, I didn't know it was a selection. He said, so he's like, no, he's like, you get you a such and such knife. He's like, and that's just good for poking and moving, just poking and moving. He's like, get you a longer knife, you put that motherfucker in there, and then you turn it, and then you pull it out, and then, you know what I'm saying, you can just kill a motherfucker with one stab with this type of knife. He's like, then you got like the one with the ridges on it. He's like, what kind of knife do I need? He was like, just, I'm gonna make you a custom knife or whatever. He said, so now I leave, because I'm confident now.
I'm gonna make you a custom
knife. He said, I'm confident now because I got my motherfucking knife getting made, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be ready, got my phone book tapped in my chest, or whatever case may be. He said, so I go back like 2 hours later, I go talk to the boys like, yeah, what's up with my knife? He said, oh, man, I done sold your knife. Oh, man, damn it, I done sold your knife. He said, so I end up...
I done sold your knife. You ain't gonna believe it.
You ain't gonna believe this shit, man. Like, 4 niggas came to me, I sold your knife, man.
You was giving me $5 a stamp, they gave me $10 a stamp.
Right. He said, so I go to the yard, sure enough, Mexican got on boots, it was a whole ass riot. He said, I ended up getting poked in my arm, something else, because I ain't had no knife. Niggas sold my knife. He's like, but luckily I ended up making it out. He was like, but like 6 people died in that prison riot in that joint down in Texas.
Damn. The boy in that world's most dangerous prisons, he went to a prison in somewhere in the South America, the Brazil, one of them motherfuckers. But
I can't imagine.
But he was showing the like everybody there has like a knife, and motherfuckers be walking around with them or whatever and shit. And the he was in the cell with the motherfucker who like makes knives, same type of situations. Yeah. Like apparently you the guy to come to if I need a weapon or whatever. And he was like, yeah, maybe it's a whole camera crew with you. I don't know what the fuck. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh no, it's just, whatever, not trying to. He's like, yeah, but they gonna play this shit somewhere, so da-da-da.
Some high-ranking officials gonna see this.
And he was like, he walked off or whatever, but then somebody, I guess, who worked for the guy or whatever came and was like, so, let me give you this. And he gave that motherfucker the knife. It was like this fucking big, and it was like a Zelda sword. And he turned and was like, could you imagine? He got that English voice.
Yeah,
could you imagine this going into your body? And the guy who gave it to him was like, this other ones are way worse than that.
This is the entry level. This is what we call the mini sword.
Yeah, man. I no. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no. Yeah. What do I have to sign exactly? Where's the I got
Who we ratting on?
Yeah, I got to get the fuck out of there. That's another one that plays nowadays, the telling shit that motherfuckers get into where it's just like shit go left. All right, fuck it, I could just
But that's the thing, like innately, people I was having this conversation with somebody the other day, innately, people understand now on a criminal level that I can tell on a motherfucker, and 9 times out of 10, there's no repercussion for me telling. Because whoever I'm telling on, I'm just gonna tell on all these niggas. I'm gonna get if it's a gang, like 6ix9ine did, I'm gonna get the whole gang buried. Now I'm cool, I'm free to live my life. These niggas in jail for 8 to 15 years. I'm in Florida in the boondocks.
I'm gonna hang with the other 8 niggas that did what I did.
Exactly.
And we gonna take all the bitches in the city.
Yeah, people understand that they have that safety valve, like especially in the feds. Like all their whole shit is based off cooperation. But the feds is so slick because they play dirty on both sides. They play dirty convicting you, and they play dirty when you want to cooperate. Because they tell you, they say, listen, we can't guarantee you anything, but what we will consider this cooperation as they call it like some extraordinary something. It's like a specific term that they use in assisting with our case, and we'll recommend that you have your time reduced, but we can't promise you anything. So you basically hoping that you gave up substantial enough info to where it warrants like a substantial time reduction or an immediate release.
Yeah, because sometimes a person, you tell on somebody, but that person got better intel than you got.
Exactly. No, let me tell you, this was really happening. That nigga Tommy raped the bitch, and then I came in and seen him, and then we got into it, and I tried to stop him from raping her, and then he just stabbed her, and that's actually what happened.
Damn. That's all a mess.
Don't do crime, kids.
Yeah, just how about that?
And adults. Like,
yeah, moral of the story is just don't do anything.
crime is not it.
No.
I promise. No. Unless it's white collar crime, then you know.
Yeah, still in 88 million. You only can do 4 years.
At a low.
Yeah, in a low.
That's worth
it. Tell them, Dan. You know, they know. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that makes all the sense in the world. But having a run that's 2 summers just to sit in a supermax for the rest of your life.
Like, I look at all that PPP and all that. If I wasn't on my deathbed, I definitely would have tried to take about a good 30, 40 million.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I would have.
Makes all the sense in the world.
I'll take a shot at that.
I think it's so hilarious at how like our community kind of like flipped on people for doing the shit.
It was jealousy at the root of a lot of it. Especially then when people got their loans forgiven and all that shit, motherfuckers was sick. Like, so wait, I could have got for free 45,000. I didn't have to do shit. Yeah, motherfucker. They if you was black, that was the thing with the PPP shit. A lot of people didn't realize, and we didn't realize it either. But a lot of people didn't realize like you did yourself a disservice by skipping the demographic information. Yeah. If you took the 5 minutes to fill out the demographics, they would pre-screen you to a lender that was specifically earmarked to give money to minority businesses, and it would have made your process so much easier and your forgiveness like nothing. Like you didn't have to put people was getting forgiveness for up to $50,000 with no documentation, no nothing for the forgiveness. What'd you spend the money on? Payroll. All right, cool. Sign here. Like if your loan is forgiven.
Hope all that shit work out.
Hope everything good out there, y'all.
One. Yeah, like real shit. Dang, motherfuckers missed the PPP.
2-minute application, get your whole fucking loan forgiven. It was crazy.
Before we get out of here, what happened with Ray J?
Oh man, Ray J. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you care at all about the Queen dying?
No.
Okay, so what happened with Ray J?
All right, so Ray.
That was simple.
Yeah, Ray J. Essentially decided to go nuclear on the Kardashians because the Kardashians have this new, they launched it last year, but they got this new television show on Hulu Network or whatever like that. And in order to get people to tune in, because, their deal is probably tied to the stock price and shit. So in order to get people to tune in and try to move the needle on the stock price and then hence the value of the show, they're basically pulling out all the stops. The Kardashians are. So they bringing up all kind of old, non-relevant shit. Tried to make it seem like fucking, Ray J was like fucking trying to extort Kim over an old sex tape without her knowledge. And Kim talking about, I saw Saint saw a snippet of my sex tape online on this game. And then they brought Kanye into some other shit. It's like a whole clusterfuck of shit. But it ended up backfiring on him because Ray J whole thing is like, hey, I'm a family man. I got children. I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur. I got a tech company and shit like that. I don't need this fucking smut on my fucking name for some shit that happened 15, 18 years ago, and y'all bitches was complicit in it. So that's his
I'm
whole.
about to say Ray J's stance is probably I can get more ridiculous than all of y'all.
Yeah, exactly. So his
So
whole
y'all
thing
know I'm
is
ghetto as shit.
Ray J pulled out the text messages with him and Kanye. He pulled out the fucking contracts with Vivid Entertainment where fucking Kim and Kris Jenner signed off on. It's like all this evidence or whatever. And the whole thing was it didn't really like do as much as it was probably designed to do, because essentially he told us what the black community has already been saying for a decade, which is these white women are profiteers off of their dysfunction and this sex tape and blah, blah, blah. And they got the whole idea from Paris Hilton, because Kim was Paris Hilton's assistant, and
Paris told her to do it.
told her to do the shit, and they hatched this whole plan in order to try to make it seem like it was just this organic thing that happened, and then the sex tape leaked, and somehow it leaked into the hands of the owner of Vivid, and he wanted to buy it, and blah, blah, blah. But you have to sign off on a sex tape release. It doesn't just happen. No. There was marketing, mass marketing done on this sex tape. And there were 3 sex tapes. They did one in Cabo, which is the one that ended up getting released. They did one in Santa Monica, and it was like a third one or whatever. And Kris Jenner was essentially the executive producer of all these sex tapes. Ray J said they literally sat and she watched the tapes with them and was like, all right, this is the best one. Let's release this one first.
That's some freaky shit.
That's some crazy shit.
That's some freaky shit.
That's some crazy shit.
Why you come on, Ray J, tune me up, real quick.
Right.
I'm tired of tuning up. I'm tired of tuning up.
Like I couldn't imagine my girl's mom watching a video of us.
Giving pointers and shit.
Yeah.
I'm tired of
No, because
tuning
that
up.
angle right there, you know what I'm saying? You see it's a nice dick to pussy ratio.
Yeah. Do you
So
be
it's like-
stretching? Like, why you have so much trouble?
Yeah, because you know the porn audience from my research, they want to see actual dick going into the vagina.
I remember the one motherfucker on Comic View was like, you remember going in motherfucker's house and they would just have pornos on? Like, motherfucker would just have a porno on in the gambling
Saturday
house.
afternoon.
He said, we was in there one day playing a video game, motherfucker other TV, motherfucker porno on, and it was the close-up shot. Like the close-up where you just see dick going in the pussy. He said my homie walked in, seen the shit on the TV, was like, oh, yeah, Mr. Marcus, he be drilling these hoes. He was like, man, you out here recognizing dicks.
nigga, dick recognition technology is off the charts.
You out here recognizing dicks. But no, it I ain't gonna hold you, yo. I ain't mad at Kris Jenner.
I mean, she did what most people do in the United States of America when they don't have any actual talent, which is exploit someone in order to get rich. Like,
yo, end of the day, you know, Kris Jenner had the 2 kids with Shapiro? I mean, with Kardashian?
yeah.
Robert.
She had Courtney.
No, Kim, Courtney, and Chloe.
Chloe is OJ's.
Well, yeah, but
So it's
allegedly
like,
3.
Yeah. So you had 2
2
kids.
and a possible.
2 and a pops. You know what I'm saying? Bad little spades hand. You know what I'm saying? You had 2 kids with Kardashian, 1 with OJ. You figure Kardashian dead. OJ is doing OJ shit in jail. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, it's funny because I was watching, the Paul Booty show. He's talking about OJ. He was like, OJ's such a buffoon. He said, remember when OJ went to steal the trophies?
Yeah.
He was like, OJ called all his friends, all them white men. He didn't call no black friends. He called his white friends. Like, hey, you guys want to help me go steal my trophy? He said, everybody showed up with a tape recorder but OJ. He was the only one with an actual weapon. He said they played the tape. I'm like, damn, OJ really is out of his mind. He's still stuck in 1974. You notice when he ran for 2000, he talked like 1974. He said the tape came on. All you heard was OJ said, all right, don't none of you jive time turkeys try to split.
Job time turkey.
He said, don't none of you jive time turkeys try to split. I come for my trophies, dig it? Hush your mouth. He said, OJ is fucking sick.
I come for my trophies, dig it.
Hush your mouth. But it's like, yeah, you figure OJ and Kardashian, what they're doing. It's like, yo, Kris Jenner, like, I got these girls, they kind of cute. Man, listen.
Let's set these hoes out.
Yeah, I'm gonna set this shit up. And you, like, at the end of the day, dog, Kim Kardashian bought a $127 million house in Malibu over the weekend. Did you see that, John?
I didn't even see it.
Oh my God, $127 million.
In the middle of a divorce.
It's one of the premier. It's like one of the premier locations in Malibu, like up on the mountaintop, looking down on the John. 120, and they said she got it for undervalue.
Okay, so she got equity.
House fuck around be 168 or some crazy shit. She got that bitch. Kim Kardashian bought a $127 million house. It's like Kylie's a billionaire.
No doc.
Kim is a billion. No doc. No doc. I'm Kim. You know what I'm saying? And it's like Kanye, as nuts as Kanye is perceived and shit, you want to feel bad, but you not really. Like, you made these decisions.
You knew what this was.
No one told you.
You were her friend before you were her nigga.
No one told you to put them jockey boots on. You know what I'm saying? That's your decision. And it's just like, yo, at the end of the day, now you got kids with her. Do they got 3 or 4? 4 kids. You know, it's like, it's crazy as it is, they're American like royalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real. Because America's that fucking crazy. I ain't mad at Kris Jenner. What you got like totality, you talking about 4 to 7 billion?
And got a one household.
Off of a sex tape?
I ain't doing nothing but hitting Bruce.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I seen a lot of y'all sex tapes. Ain't nobody profit no 7 goddamn billion. Oh, Deion Cole stand-up on that stand-ups joint I was telling you about. Yo, Deion Cole ridiculous, dog.
He's hilarious.
That nigga straight said Bruce Jenner ain't no hero. And the crowd was like, oh, he was like, no, it's the truth. Like, people registered him as a hero. And it's just like, yo, like, I look at heroes like the 9/11 firefighters. Like, that's hero shit. Like, you ran into a burning building and say that's hero shit. Like, Bruce Jenner's like, yeah, you were brave, but you ain't no hero. You know what I'm saying? And then the daddy killed somebody. You know what I'm saying? With a car. Like, come on. You done got charged with vehicular used to be a manslaughter.
I did not see that coming.
Vehicular used to be a manslaughter. It's fucking crazy. Complete dickhead. But it's like, yeah, you talking about 4 to 7 billion out of that fucking household. So it's like,
How many billionaires came from Chris' crib?
real shit. I at this point, you almost can't even be mad. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make any fucking sense. Hey, let me look at this. Kim K worth 1.8. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So that's a deuce.
Kylie Jenner 1.1 billion. So, what's the other one? Khloe Kardashian 60 mil. She fucked up.
She fucked the family.
She the black sheep of the
Fucked the
family.
legacy.
She down bad.
See with Kendall Jenner.
Ain't there another one?
Kendall.
Courtney?
Yeah, Courtney ain't got no
Courtney
paper.
got nothing.
Ain't got nothing going on.
None?
Courtney ain't got shit going on.
Courtney ain't got nothing going on. That's funny as shit. 65 million.
All right. Yeah. So
Courtney?
Courtney.
Damn.
Courtney 65 million.
Yeah.
How?
Just to have babies.
Kendall 145.
Yeah. So you said it. Khloe the black sheep.
And what's the mom's name?
Kris Jenner.
Kris Jenner 230. So 230, 660, 1.8.
Full 4
1.1.
piece?
Yeah, 4 piece. That's what I said. 4 to 7. In fact, Lamar Odom over there, he got like 30. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Travis Barker.
yeah, Travis probably Bean 50. You see that fucking Richard Mille he had on the other day? No. He had on like a super exclusive Richard Milles, like 800 grand retail. Just dumb shit. Kanye back and forth between 9 billion and 7 million. You never really know.
It's a range.
It's a range of them. Ain't that Gap shit crazy? How fast he plummeted Gap shit, man.
Plummeted that shit. That's just like, you can see that shit on the ticker.
Just
like,
going down as he's talking.
Okay.
That,
Every sentence
that clip is circulating. I'm not going to go back and forth with people who are broker to me about money.
The lady just like,
all right, cool. You know what I'm saying?
You got a point.
Yeah, nigga got a point. You know what I'm
And
saying?
I think he said his royalty from Adidas is like 250 or 300 this year or some
I
cash.
can
Or
believe
some
that. If
shit
Jordan's is 200 a year, and I know for a fact Yeezy has been dominating everything. You know what I mean? So yeah, I could believe that.
just printing money.
They said Jordan's goal when he signed with Nike was to make $3 million a year. That was like, he was like, if I could do $3 million a year,
That's fantastic.
Fantastic. I'm doing great.
yeah. Now he's making 200 a year.
And he owns the motherfucking state of North Carolina.
Crazy. All right, what you was about to say?
We definitely gotta go to Japan. Kanye bumped into a nigga from Japan. Oh, I love your drip. They'd be 3-4 years ahead of us.
Damn.
Every time.
Yeah, I said I want to go to Japan. Japan's definitely on my list.
Hell yeah. Like the next 5 years, I just want to like all of Europe and all of Asia.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing parts of Asia.
That whole Asia, because they said like you can just go to like China, they hit the train everywhere, Taipei. Yeah, I mean just hit the whole. Hop on the train, go everywhere.
Yeah, I definitely want to see Tokyo. I definitely want to see Macau.
Yeah, Macau. That's the gambling.
Gambling Mecca, yeah.
Yeah, gambling.
Definitely want to see
What's the other one like Macau? There's another gambling Mecca over there.
in Asia?
I don't know if it's in Asia.
Monte Carlo?
Monte Carlo, yeah, definitely Monte Carlo, but that's eastern part of shit. You got anything else you want to discuss?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. I think we did a good solid show, hour and 55 minutes. You know what I mean?
Bunch of silliness.
Shout out to everybody watching us on YouTube that rocked out with us to the very end. We appreciate y'all. YouTube fan base and community is growing every single day.
Oh yeah, one thing I did realize: the next time I go out with y'all, I either gotta hit up Raheem the jeweler or I gotta rob somebody.
What the fuck makes you say that?
The average was an $80,000 watch, $40,000 bracelet. Yeah, I felt very out of place at this dinner.
I mean, do you have like crazy jewelry desires anymore?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not just me.
He has crazy jewelry now.
I mean, like,
But my shit compared to them niggas,
yeah,
my shit
that
is
shit.
turned down.
But at least you was in the room.
I was in the ball
You
game.
was in the room. Yeah, I was the water boy.
I had enough jewelry to where the strippers wanted to climb on my head. You know what I'm saying?
not definitely. I like joking. I say jokingly, like I do want a big ass TRPE, like a big
Yeah.
diplomat.
Gotta get one of
Yeah.
those.
I do want one of those. Rob was complaining about the Cuban the other day.
Yeah.
And we just like, he's like, yeah, it's nice, but it's just so drawing. I'm like, yo, it's crazy because like you said it, like the
Matter of fact, let's talk about that. Fuck that. We ain't done.
Okay.
No, fuck it. I don't want to stop.
no, fuck it, I don't want to stop.
The Cuban link chain.
I'll give you the spooky.
Yeah, the Cuban link chain has come to represent like a dog whistle to dope boys, robbers, and all the poor whores, and some successful whores everywhere. And it's become like the black staple of like success. Not even just black, urban. Anybody urban culture, the urban staple of success. And it's like, if you don't got a bust Cuban, like you failed at life.
I don't necessarily know if it's that.
No, you don't go out enough to understand what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
my bad.
It's that. It is abso-fucking-lutely that. And it's crazy, like, how just over the last 5 years, it's just completely transitioned into that. Because before, it was like, niggas could have tennis necklaces, niggas could have a nice gold chain with a piece on it, whatever, little medallion, whatever. Now, if your links on your chain are not glimmering from across the room, motherfuckers think you failed at life.
I know what you're saying. I do totally agree with you.
And it's a complete the sentiment behind it is very like perverted.
Like basically we were saying with Rob, when you put on an icy Cuban, it's like it's one of three things. It's you in a league of some sort, you're a rapper of some sort, or
around the rap world,
or you in the dope shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like regular people who are doing very well, you're not supposed to just like ain't too many like children's physicians just showing up
exactly with a bus
with a bus Cuban. Like it doesn't scream that. So getting it definitely does throw the ears up. Like who the fuck is this?
Who the fuck is this and what do he do? Academic said he got basically bullied into buying a bus Cuban because he be in Miami a lot, and he's like, yo, I be in Miami a lot in the clubs and all of this. He said the poorest nigga in the club got a fucking bus Cuban on.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Like, he's like, nigga got $4 in his pocket, got on a $90,000 Cuban. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Use his whole PPP to get that job.
You know what I'm saying? And that was the whole thing. Niggas literally 2020, 2021, niggas was busting these PPP checks, these EIDL checks, these PUA checks and all of that shit. And buying as much fucking jewelry as possible because it's a status symbol. And essentially, if you in the right you in the right spot and you got the fucking jewelry on, you don't even need money. You can fuck the same hoes that require money for free because you got the jewelry on. Because they gonna think that it's gonna come later on down the line, not knowing that you about to get evicted any day now. I have this jewelry, but I won't sell it because it keeps allowing me to fuck you hoes. I can get another apartment. Like, or I can go back to mom's crib. That's really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to finagle back to mom's spot. You know what I'm saying? With all this jewelry on. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was off this shit. It's like, I just want a solid gold Cuban, not bust down, either white gold or rose gold. But now it's like, all right, I want like a nice size solid gold one with like a bust down lock. But then now I need like a bust down one as a compliment to that. Like, and I hate myself for succumbing to this peer pressure.
I mean,
You got to.
You got to do it.
I ain't gonna hold you. My want for a big dumbass chain is not about it. I'm be honest with you. I'm probably gonna wear it around the house, like how Drake say. Like
Once you see how that shit hitting them restaurants, that shit be you be like, I'm not going home. Chad, I'm going.
I told Rob like I can
Like Mo had on a nice ass setup. He had on a yellow gold. He had on a yellow gold cube, and he didn't have a big joint.
Yeah.
This shit was probably like 300 grams, like which is like not even a third of a kilo. He had on like a 300 gram gold bust down joint, clean ass diamonds, bracelet, and I don't even know what watch he had on, but he had he had a nice watch on. You know what I'm saying? And the other fucking, I don't want to say who the other person was. He had on that motherfucking brick AP, the rose gold one, bust.
All the way down.
All the way down. The sides, the back of this motherfucker. I'm like, God damn. And what we say about the other day about motherfuckers taking their watches off? He just,
yeah, I don't.
I need more friends like that.
You know.
The company that we had around us was great. The vibe was dope as fuck.
Was incredible.
I'm gonna say this. I don't. I'm trying to think of the right way to word it. I'm afraid.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Not afraid of anything happening. I'm afraid of like perfect example.
Overindulging once you start.
Like we
Getting addicted to that
you
shit.
know,
T7
a check come in. Okay, we gotta bust that down. You know, would you say 99 for me, half of one for you. Like the check come in, you bust it down, whatever. Okay. Yeah, right. We all got a beam. We going to
just advance mine to the jeweler. Don't even give me my part. Just send it right to Hamad. Just send it right to Hamad or Chris at G7.
And I go to grab I've been going back and forth just because Dunbar's like in my ear like, yo, don't get no icy jewelry, man. Just keep it classy. Dunbar been in my ear left and right about this shit. He got me wanting an Omega.
Yeah.
Like the Speedster. We've been going back and forth about the Speedies and shit all weekend. And I'm like, yo, like you say, I go get that first joint and it slapped. We at fucking, not even nothing crazy. We at Chili's. Just
shit, ring it off.
And you gotta remember, I don't know where to go. So, it's like
I'm at Chili's eating my triple dipper.
I'm at Denny's. Denny's got the $5.99.
They got some nice lumens in here.
But I told Rob, like, cause Rob, Rob was at was that with you or was that with Jules? We were showing the Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, Super Bowl. Yeah.
Rob was at the jeweler the other day and they were showing the Super Bowl ring they designed for the Rams Super Bowl ring.
It's ridiculous.
It's fucking nasty. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, like I told him because we was talking on the phone. I'm just like, yo, I could see me like going to get the first TRPE, then getting another one, then getting like another one like yellow gold, white gold, rose gold. And he was like, yeah, at that point you done. I'm like, I would probably get like, I don't know, like a number 77. And he was like, why the fuck would you get that? That's like what football players use. And I was like, I always viewed myself as a football player. So I would just go and just
pick my number that I would give myself.
The number I would wear if I was a football player. He's like, yeah, I'm taking a photo. But I'm afraid of that. The over. Yeah, full John. You know what I'm saying? What's that? That's my mama old ashtray. I got it shaved down. Stupid shit. Like, I'm afraid of overindulging when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Like Pimp C said, you know, we want shiny things. You know, we come from Africa. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that shit where it's just like, yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm definitely afraid of overindulging in that shit. But I can see how it happens. But the icy Cuban has definitely become the standard of like jewelry life for the young urban.
That
Yeah.
motherfucker hit, though. I can't even.
It's just it's magnetizing. It's just like, God dang.
It ain't nothing like them other diamond chains and the diamond herringbones.
Yeah, it's just it's perfect.
Yeah.
Like they nailed it. They encapsulated the same thing. Like, cause niggas will wear tennis chains and shit like that. But then it's like, you know, you buying whole stones, so it's like half the time you don't even know what the fuck you buying. Right. Like you buying these whole stones, these setups, whatever, and they don't be hitting like that. But them motherfucking Cubans, man, you like, God damn.
Remember the herringbone?
Yeah.
Remember when the herringbone was
Remember
like,
the Rolex chain?
the Rolex chain?
Yeah, they had a chain, and they had bracelet that looked like a Prezi band.
Oh yeah.
That's like a Cali staple.
I always wanted the Gucci link. Kane had that Gucci link.
Oh man,
I still want that Gucci link.
I was never really.
I had a
crazy
fake
about
Gucci link when I was a young boy, small Jones, whatever. It was like some gold plated shit. Like the shit came on a reel. Like how long you want this chain, young blood? And they pull it out, bing, and then put the link on the end of it. Oh, you good? Yeah.
like balloon string.
Exactly. Like but it's the link goes ring. Pull that shit out.
They running that shit like Comcast cable off the spool.
What, Comcast or Fios, nigga?
They got the cramps.
Dan over there doing this like you're at the pistol sharp.
Had one of them Jones. Nigga put the fastener on the end of that shit. Link you up.
I can remember getting my no limit chain in 9th grade from the fucking pawn shop, and then you couldn't tell me it wasn't like, yo, I'm dropping cold hard cash.
Right.
This shit like, yo, I'm cashing the fuck out on a no limit chain. Damn, I had a tank.
Nah, I took my whole summer camp money and got me a 2-finger joint.
Oh yeah.
It was like Nugget on one side and the Benz emblem on the other.
So you have ridiculous jewelry thoughts and shit.
For sure.
If I didn't, Saturday night, it's like
It solidified
It
it.
just
Yeah.
corrupted me.
That motherfucking AP like kind of ruined my night.
Yo,
I was ready to go home.
Yeah,
I
I'm
ain't
looking
gonna
at that
hold you.
motherfucker all night. Like, I'm just like,
And it was done right. Like, I was like, God damn. Because technically you're not supposed to do that to that watch. But who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Was it a regular or a skeleton or something?
nah, it was the brick AP, the thick one, the 42 millimeter John, the Chrono, with
that big-
the Ultra,
yeah.
with the big ass head on that motherfucker, and the thick band, yeah, bust down.
How do you feel about busting down like solid gold, like the precious metal watch?
You're not supposed to do it.
Like I don't think I could bring myself to. Like it's like
I would throw up.
I mean, it's so much bullshit you can get bust down when you need that urge that you can't touch that type of shit.
Yeah, you can't do that. Like I just saw this crazy ass John. I'm trying to think who posted this shit the other day. It looked so good, and I'm just like, I'm not even in the bus watches, but it's like such a low.
Was it that Patek I sent you?
It wasn't a Patek. It was a date just. I'm trying to figure out who made it. I think it was Mr. Exclusive in Boston.
Funny shit about them Cubans. Me and Kev was in motherfucking Dimitri,
Okay.
and I'm in there looking at the Plain Jane 41, and she sold his Cuban. Like, where my Cuban at? He just walked out with attitude. Goddamn Cubans, man.
Oh, I think it was Alex that posted this joint. He posted a nasty ass bust down 41 date just clean setup. I was just like, ooh. Like, I'm not even in the fucking icy watches no more, but that motherfucker was nice as hell.
Yeah, but for me, I feel like that's the type of shit you put that diamond shit on. The stainless steel watches. You know what I'm saying?
That motherfucker.
Okay. Yeah, that do look good. Yeah, but like that's a date just.
Yeah.
Like that,
It's an $8,000-$9,000 watch.
the stainless steel Sky Dweller, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like even that, when you start going to like the real gold
Yeah.
ones, like it just.
I made my mind up. My next
I
watch.
wouldn't touch a Scott.
My next watch I'm getting is a Sky Dweller. I'm getting the white face Joan with the Jubilee band. They like 20 right now. I can't bring it to myself.
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, it was Alex. Shout out my man Lex. He left Shine. He struck out on his own. He got his own studio. Lex designed it. Y'all want to get some custom jewelry or whatever? Hit up my man Lex. It's my childhood friend.
What you saying about the Sky Dweller now?
Oh, the Sky. I just can't bring myself to do it. When I was out with Dunbar and Kev a few weeks ago, Dunbar, his art dealer, was with us, his friend or whatever, and he had the joint on, and I just kept staring at him. I'm like, God damn, like this shit is just so beautiful. We got the same joint, exact joint that I wanted, and I'm just like, I couldn't really bring myself to like bust that joint down, like, because it's like it's a work of art, like, and these are like timepieces. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just on some level, it's just like you gotta resist the urge to like, nig out on some of these joints, like. You gotta like leave that shit for like a date just whatever. Cause you could buy a used date just, bust it down, buy a used date just for $7,000 right now. You know what I'm saying? A dome bezel joint, so you're not busting down no gold whatsoever. Get that joint done up. You be in and out of that bitch for $20,000, and they give you the chandelier effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, motherfuckers really be going and busting prezzies and protects.
Yeah, they call that the big Meech.
Yeah,
that Meech was the first nigga to bust the Prezi down.
Mace said it was him.
Yeah, I think Mace is lying.
Okay.
Actually, I think it was Raekwon. Raekwon had to bust down Joe with the Woo symbol on around the bezel.
Was it the whole band or just the middle of the band? Because they saying that's the differentiation that Mace is making. He's saying that my Jones was all the way bust. Everything, the face, the Jones, all that shit. And Jay-Z and them was getting, the factory Rolexes that had just the bezel in the middle of the band done on the Prezzies and shit. Which now, shit, it's impossible to find a joint like that. Fucking Future got the Pablo Prezi, the 36 millimeter all gold joint with nothing on it, just all ice. Yeah. That joint was nasty.
Yeah, Ray Joe was fully bust down.
Fully bust?
Horrible though.
Bad work.
That joint was real bad.
Oh yeah, that's awful.
Let me see it.
That's like damn near nugget.
He got baguettes in there, stones in there. He got
everything in there.
Oh yeah, just do whatever you got.
Whatever you got.
I got 42
baguettes.
I got 22,000. Like,
I got 42 baguettes. I got 22 solid stones for you.
Yeah, what the fuck? That was not it.
Yeah, that was some bad work.
But yeah, no. In the grand scheme of things, a nice watch.
Yeah,
I
know for sure at some point. I don't know when, but maybe for my birthday, I'm getting another C. I think I'm gonna get the Calgary Flames logo.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get like a nigger drum. Yeah. Getting like a big jump.
I thought about getting a big M, but it's just like,
yo, I gotta show you.
I'm gonna look like Meteor Man coming out with that. I was like,
there's probably a bunch of M's down south. There's a bunch of just what is this? Yeah.
There's probably a bunch of M's down South Street.
I get a 3-pack.
Yeah, I don't want one of them.
That's mustard John.
Yeah, the joint leaning to the side. Yeah. No, that's
I get you a
ghetto.
3-pack. You had a small, medium, and a large. Man, big man, I give you a 3-pack. Give me this 3-pack.
Like, this is ridiculous. Like, come on now.
Yeah, that joint is nasty. That's one of the best chains I've seen.
Look at Future shit, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at that shit. That's crazy.
But
like, come on, man.
Remember the other day I was telling you who jewelry be looking the best.
And he got the fucking Paddock, the jumbo Paddock bust there. You're not even supposed to touch that.
Future and Floyd shit be looking different than everybody else's, yo. I don't know what the fuck that be.
Oh, I mean the best of the best. We put all the
fucking Infinity Link with roses and solitaires on every fucking link. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I'm not in the rings. I'm not in the bracelets. I don't really care for none of that shit. So, I think it's all preference,
honestly. Elliot said, everything ain't for everyone. Buy Cartier from Cartier. Buy Van Cleef from Van Cleef. Buy Eliante from Eliante.
No, that's real. You got anything else you want to throw out there?
Nah, man. Again, appreciate everybody listening, sharing all the content, man. We had a big content week last week. The PNB Rock episode went everywhere. The Cleon episode did his big one. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate all the support. If you're on YouTube with this, smash the like button, share this content to your social media and all of that. Turn on post notifications so you know we're dropping a new video. We just getting more and more constant with this thing. Like, we just pumping these Jones out. And the ultimate plan is at some point in the very near future, we're gonna be doing 2 episodes a week on the main feed, and then 2.5 episodes a week on Patreon or whatever. So that's why you got to tap into everything in order to, you know, basically know everything that we got going on and don't really miss a moment, man. We giving out a lot of information, a lot of resources. New Cologne episode coming out very, very soon.
Yeah, we had a real cologne discussion.
Yeah, we had a cologne discussion today, trying to perfect the list and get it right because we trying to go real boutique-ish. Like, we trying to, like, give you some shit you can't find nowhere else on the internet. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, just kind of keep pushing forward this lifestyle content, the credit resources, life hacks, all this different stuff, man. And keep bringing y'all dope conversations with dope-ass people the way that we do, you know what I mean, whenever we do it. I'm Chad.
I'm Matt.
Big Dan's here.
I'm out.
Peace.